There we go. Oh my god, it's an Zelda! Hey, Zelda. Harvest. Population 51. Apparently. I'm trying to fix the friggin' screen. There. There it is. That's better. It's harvesting time, boys. I almost confused this with Harvester's Moon. Well, it would be called Harvester's Moon on the stream title now, wouldn't it? Ah, horror! But hey, Mark, veritan sige, Brille Zelda, Jump, Jace, Insane Finn Panican, hello. And apparently Jace is starting with some classy jokes right away. John's Zork Productions. Fancy credit titles, aren't they? It's an FMV horror adventure game, Bannigan, with action in it as well. It's very corny and very cheesy of a game. I think we get it. There we go. Ah. The beautiful man of our protagonist. Hey, Specky Darkwater. He looks familiar. Yeah, you might know him from Harvester. I think that's the only credit that he has under his name. Ah, game changed the size on the window. Hang on. There. See? Somebody changed the size. Weird as DOS games do that sometimes. And I hate it when they do that sometimes. There we go. Harvester gameplay tips. Left click on an object to grab it and right click to put it in inventory. Show tips on. Yes. Left click to grab, right click to put it in inventory. Okay, next. Penny saved is hardly worth the effort. Use the left mouse button to move your character around the screen. If you're stuck on a puzzle, talk to other characters. They will give you clues. Avoid cliches like the plague. Okay. Ammunition is precious, so don't waste it. As in, don't shoot everything. If you get stuck in a puzzle using an item, save your game often, especially before trying something crazy, illogical, or dangerous. Holding down the control button and plus the arrow keys allows you to attack opponents. Look before you leap. Help screen can be helpful, or better yet, read the manual. Manuals. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Yes, you can if they allow you to. Right-clicking on some objects in the inventory shows a close-up of that object. Right-clicking on weapons in inventory activates and deactivates them. Press S to bring up menu options. You can combine objects into new objects by clicking and dragging them onto one another. Sound levels can be adjusted from the options menu. Screen too dark, and adjust the gamma. Check your photo on the inventory screen. It will get worse as you take more damage. Looks for special items that will restore your health. Finding required items during the day. Night will be the time of mischievous adventure. Double click the left mouse button on an exit to go through instantly. Use the right mouse button to attack an opponent. Left click on your character or press I to view inventory. Left click on an object. Okay. Goody goody gumdrops. Who needs a manual when the game tells you everything already? There's our inventory. There's our happy face. Health indicator. Mondays. Am I right? 25 cents on Harvest Lane Furniture Warehouse. Spring 1953. Yeah! I mean, why not save right away? Game 1. Let's see the options. Sound effects maximum. Apparently music equals ambiance. Gore on, text yes. Quick tips, password off. There are passwords. Must be cheats. Alright, let's take a look around then. Examine the wall clock. One of your typical wall clocks. 1/48th scale, P47 Thunderbolt with a broken propeller. Hastily glued a P51 Mustang in exact 1/36th scale. You peer through a thin layer of dust at your reflection. A cheap folding chair, just as you find at swap meets, bingo parlors, and other religious gatherings. Obviously, some fat high school girl left it there. Good joke, I guess. Paper doll by the Mills Brothers sits on the turntable. A handful of faded hardbacks litter the lower shelf. Recently watered plastic plant. If it's plastic, you don't need to water it, you know. A pair of plastic binoculars with lenses melted to the table. Oh. Oh, okay. An empty acne medicine container. An old-fashioned clock with bells and hammer. An old-fashioned clock, no, I'm looking at the picture. Photo of a beautiful girl, blonde, about 17 years old. A sexy pinup. The mattress is speckled with odd stains. I don't think they're that odd. The unofficial Dust Bowl basketball autographed by GPF. Slurp. Lots of slurps. Hey, Grimbomb. Welcome. You haven't missed anything. And thank you for the raid and also the host, apparently. The dresser drawer is unlocked. Like an upper. As of yet, the future isn't so bright. Chew marks are visible on the end of this ballpoint pen. 25-cent piece, dated 1952. Apparently nothing else. Cannot even grab that thumbtack. An empty trash can so clean you could eat from it. I highly advise against it, though. Highly against it. After all, it's a trash can. If I wouldn't drink from it. Maybe I will. I mean, if you can eat from it, you can drink from it. Just put everything in there. It's a huge can. It's a lot of drink for a long time. Such relates not together. Saddle shoes? I'm not sure if I'm familiar what saddle shoes are. Like, are those with the shoestrings, I think? Hey, Alivos and Hatch, and welcome from Green Bumps. Strum. Strum. Surströmming? Oh. Okay, let's see. Examine your inventory. I've got a pin. I got a pin E. No, actually, it's a quarter because pin is just 1 cent. And I don't give 1 cent. I give many cents. 7 flat shirts capped with matching buttons, a hanging needle in closet. And no skeletons in this one, apparently.
Welcome to the Plushie family.
Welcome!
Greenbom subscribed.
Thank you for the slips. 2 months, baby. 2 months of slips. And now we need to play a tune. It goes back at once. Is that how it goes? I think I got it. Unbelievable that I can play this with my nose. There you go, Bannikin. You got the hammer hacky. Hey, Sharian. You were streaming Dragon Quest 2. I've never played any of the Dragon Quest games. Maybe I should test them out at some point. Just on my own, not on stream. Alright, let's get out of our room. Mike TV? I didn't know that this is Willy Wonka universe. The master bedroom door is firmly locked. A stunning depiction of the Earth, made of paper mache. Not a good globe, then. Nice crack there on the ceiling. Judging from their size and everything, this room is freaking enormous, and also the kid is very big. Hey, Wolfie. I've seen a couple of times where, while writing, that the machine did something odd. Talk about a riveting save to learn that the writing program was so well written despite being free that it totally recovered it all when the PC went out. Huh. You know what else is riveting? A nail gun. It seems to be a nice text editor. I literally got AVGN's review of the Dragon Quest series on the main screen right now. Oh yeah, he did the confusing timeline review. Please try not to use too much of the R word here, Bannikin. It's quite an offensive word to use. An old-fashioned console television. Fine bone china gleams from the mahogany shelves. A pass-through for the kitchen. Never understood why Americans do this, that they have a kitchen window. A pendulum-driven cuckoo clock, with the cuckoo oddly absent. And it still makes the noise, and that's not a cuckoo clock, that's just a grandfather clock, you know, a pendulum clock. Hey, Chad? I like to use the word deficient instead. Fire extinguisher, newspaper, box full of newspapers. I didn't want to go outside, you know. Go back in. I was just looking at the newspaper and all that. Did I actually get the newspaper? I did.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. A box of crayons and a Range Rider coloring book. His name is Hank.
What?
What?
In the doghouse if you keep bugging me, 'cause I'm sick, and I'll tell Mom if you won't let me watch TV.
You're sick? You don't look sick.
What's wrong with you?
I got a headache and a stomachache,
Then why aren't you in bed?
'cause I wanna watch my cowboy show.
You look alright to me.
I'm not faking. I couldn't go to school because I'm sick. Daddy's sick in bed too, and Mom believes me anyway. So shut up.
Shut up! You shut up! What a brat. I don't think that it helps if the intent behind it is the same. It just shifts around the bad word. You have that's Chad. I already made that joke with Chad about the Mike TV. Yep. Gabriel says that. Yep. Gabriel, you ninja'd me! Using the word deficient gives the word person the benefit of the doubt because they may in fact be deficient. It's quite understandable to play the Dragon Quests offline. The early set is more like streaming the Ultima series. It's more of a grind than making coffee. So I've heard. I mean, that's usually what the early games were. Lots of grinding. I agree, actually. There's a better way to reduce the offensiveness. That's a loud-ass cowboy show. It's the 50s. They were loud.
Your dad is asleep?
He and Mom went at it last night pretty hard. He stayed in bed. I saw what she did to him. It was pretty bad.
What did she...
Like you don't know. I saw you and her on the couch last Wednesday night. Guess that's why she's grounded now, huh? Too bad you wouldn't pay me and I had to tell, huh?
What are you talking about? What girl?
What? Is there another one too? Wait till I tell.
This game has started already to become really weird.
I don't know what girl you're talking about.
All summer, it's been Stephanie this and Stephanie that. And
Stephanie.
now you don't remember? You think I'm dumb or something?
Well, you are.
No, I just can't remember anything, like I said.
Well, you better remember quick, 'cause the wedding's in 2 weeks.
Waiting?
What?
Leave me alone so I can watch TV.
Waiting? Stephanie? What? No need to sort anything out, Gabriel.
That's a weird looking television. Come to think of it, this whole place looks totally retro.
What do you mean retro? All TVs look alike.
Sure, basically. But this is one old-fashioned clunker.
Old-fashioned? It's brand new.
Yeah, but look at the tube. Where's the remote control?
That is one bloody
What's
show.
that?
Now that I think about it, I can't remember.
And what was that you said about retro rockets?
No, retro. It means... Oh man, I know what I mean. That everything here is wrong. But I can't picture the difference.
Then shut up and quit bugging me. I'm watching my cowboy show.
So what I'm guessing here, he's from the future, he has traveled to the past and lost his memory. But apparently also met a girl and they're gonna have a week, in 2 weeks they're gonna have a wedding and a weird family and something weird going on here. I have a son that is mentally disabled. How about this? Don't use any term without a good reason. I mean, that's a good thing to remember, yeah?
Have you noticed that your show is in black
But
and
hey,
white?
Beardy.
What else? Color? On a TV?
Yeah, color
Oh,
TV. In the
I
50s,
think
there
I've
were
seen a
color
television
TVs.
before.
Have not. Quit it or I'm gonna tell.
Hey, look at that. Your mother lets you watch this stuff?
Sure. This is part of history. What made America great. And besides, blood and guts are neato.
I'm not sure if I remember them shooting an Indian or a Native American in the stomach and the guts just... But then blood and guts are neat, you know. But,
Well, you can't stop me, so let me alone. Or else.
don't you mean leave me alone, not let me alone? You better go back to school, kid. You need to learn grammar. This kid's shadow is going to be burned into the wall behind him. I do believe that era did have remote operated televisions on the very expensive models. They did. In case you ever wondered why remotes were still called clickers, somehow microphones before electric eyes. Yep. Yeah, they did have remote controls in the 50s. Not sure if early, but late 50s for sure. They were called clickers because they were clunky as heck. Radiation King for the win. Mother.
Say what?
I'm asking about your mother. Maybe I should ask Mom.
Mom's in the kitchen, and if you bug me, I'll call her.
Look, Do you know me?
Wish I didn't, 'cause then you wouldn't be my brother, and I'd have your room, and all the presents at Christmas. Though I will soon enough anyway, 'cause you're a lousy rat.
You're my brother?
No duh.
Listen, I don't mean to, bug
Great
you,
brother.
but I can't seem to remember anything. Will you please just tell me who you are?
Mom, Steve is bugging me.
Steve, leave Hank alone right now.
Oh, he's a Hank. Do we need to ask you about propane or propane accessories? Then again, you're not a southerner, so... Oh god, you're a Steve! Yes! We are! Steve! And since we have amnesia, does that mean we are crazy? No, he's not crazy enough to be Crazy Steve. He's not, he doesn't have the southern twang. If he did, then he certainly would be Crazy Steve, because then he wouldn't be talking like this, and then he wouldn't be going all the time like woohoo! But he's not. He's a goody two-shoes motherfucker who doesn't know who's good for him. Watching the TV is good for the kids because he'll learn some good American stuff. I think I'm letting the Crazy Steve out too much right now. Greenbaum just bought Heavy Lisp and telling me I'm the crazy one. Somebody do the Daffy. Gabriel? Play the Daffy sound effect or somebody? Play Daffy? You know, Heavy Lisp calling me crazy? Yeah, calling me Daffy Duck. I'm not sure if it's good enough to buy the Heavy Lisp because I'm not going to be talking too much during this. Crazy Steve before the crazy. Maybe, possibility. He could be turning into Crazy Steve later.
Steve, are you talking to me?
Yeah, only I
Talking to me?
don't want to be, 'cause I'm trying to watch my cowboy show.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm telling you, I need your help. I've lost my memory.
Have not. Cut it out.
I'm telling you the truth.
You always were a kidder, Steve. Leave me alone. I'm sick.
Remember that from now on. Everybody's gonna tell Steve that you always were a kidder, Steve. It's like the catchphrase of the whole game. We'll be hearing that pretty much everywhere. Everybody's going to be saying it to Steve. Oh no, the lift, it has started. Sick.
What's wrong with you?
I got a headache and a...
Then why aren't you in...
Cause
You look all...
I'm not faking.
Yes, you are. Totally faking it. Go to school, you bitch. School.
Okay, why not just tell me where I am?
Cause that's a dumb question. And you're not fooling me with that amnesia stuff.
Amnesia.
Amnesia, you mean? Alright, fine. But will you
Stupid,
at
you're
least tell me what
something.
school you go to?
The same school everyone in Harvest graduates from. One way or another.
I don't understand.
So it's
You're supposed
dead
to.
or alive.
Yeah.
Not supposed to? Since everything creepy in here. So creepy. It's spooky scary.
Your dad is asleep?
He and Mom went at it
What did...
like you.
What are you talking...
What?
So, when you say it that they went at it hard last night, do you mean the boinky boinky or the pumpsy pumpsy? Bouncy bouncy. Something.
Good. Finally.
At least he is happy. There's the mother. How's it going, Mom? They sure do have a lot of extinguishers around. Fireman Sparky's Super Foamy Fire Extinguisher. The last repository for a few dead bugs. An expertly embroidered old-fashioned wall plaque. Theremin music. Nice. Or is it a hydrophone? Might be a saw. Or maybe it's a lady singing. I think it's a lady singing. It's a soprano singing. She looks disturbing. What do you mean? She's got a lovely smile on her face. Maybe I should do that. Play these games with a big smile on my face all the time. It's not creepy or anything. Nice gleam wickedly in the kitchen's antiseptic glow. So happy. Ah. Let's see, what else can we look at? The oven. Cookies are baking in the oven. Yay, cookies. Everybody likes cookies. These cookies are hot out of the oven. Anything else that we can look at? Cookie jars, baby crib, a cabinet that smells of dirty diapers. Ew! It's gonna start hurting my face if I do that for too long. Freshly baked cookies are in the trash can. Why did you throw them away? If they're freshly cooked, Mom.
Well, hello there. How about some cookies? There's plenty of rejects in the trash.
Who are you?
Yeah, but why
That's
are they
a
in the...
fine way to talk to your mother.
Why can't I
My
eat
mother?
these?
That's right. Though sometimes I get treated like the hired help around here.
I don't remember you.
Of course you don't. Until you need your socks washed.
No, you don't understand. I can't remember where I am or even who I am.
Land's sake, stop your joshing, won't you? Honestly, Steve, I thought you'd grow up a little after graduation. I only hope that new job will plant your feet on the ground.
New job?
So that's my name. Steve.
Your name will be M.U.D. Mud if you don't stop teasing me, young
No,
man.
I think it would be D-U-M.
This may sound strange, but I've lost my memory. Do you believe me?
Well, you always were a kidder,
See?
Steve.
I'm
Catchphrase.
serious.
Sure, and next you'll be telling me you don't remember Hank and your little sister.
We have a sister as well? I mean, we met Hank, but we have a sister? When you consider that audio is more or less various levels of vibration, it truly is a miracle that we can hear anything and make sense of it. Jump, don't turn into Olavi Perkele, please. That's exactly the kind of thing that Olavi Perkele starts talking about. We don't want any philosophy or science stuff here. Why it's so odd that we hear things and everything. It just works. How about that?
When did I graduate?
4 months ago, as if you could forget that.
What college?
College?
You think the
High
baby is
school
the sister?
diploma is
No, that's
all you
just
need to
just
get
a snack.
job. And
That's
besides,
lunch.
You can't marry Stephanie if you're going to waste your time going to college. 18 years old and you're just now getting your first job. It's a disgrace, but better late than never. I guess we can thank Stephanie for that.
What, Mom? Did you want me to get a job when I was 10 years old or something? Jeez. Doll looks more like a doll. Nah, it's just 3D graphics. Very bad 3D. Add a dab of lavender to milk, leave town in with an orange and pretend you're laughing at it. You said that yesterday, Chad. Is that like your new thing?
That's right, a job. Your father has everything set up at the meat plant.
Ah,
After your
meat plant.
honeymoon with Stephanie, you'll start out as a butcher in the slaughterhouse just like anybody else. Don't expect any favors just because you're the boss's son.
Okay.
My father.
He's in the other room. He decided to sleep in today. Now please let me get back to my cookies.
The bake sale is on Friday, and yet you're baking the cookies now.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
But they'll be stale by then.
Yeah, it's
That's
5
why
days.
I'm throwing them away.
And then cooking more?
To replace the ones I throw out.
Why?
Well, I have to. No one's going to pay to eat stale cookies out of the garbage can.
But you expect me to.
Of course not, Steve. I wouldn't charge you. I'm your mother. Help yourself.
At least it's more innocent unless people are all completely irrational. It drives me crazy type of thing. True. I mean, Joppy has good points, but still. We don't need that kind of stuff here. We're just playing games. Especially a weird one. And we don't need any off-topic science stuff here. Right? I mean, this game is more interesting than the facts, if you ask me. I mean, did you just hear how odd the mother is? She's baking the cookies just to throw them away. Why? This is definitely the family of Crazy Steve. We are Crazy Steve, but not yet crazy enough. Now we know the backstory to Crazy Steve. It's right here. It's a quote from Black Books, a jumbled saying from the Little Book of Calm. Never heard of that. Never heard of those. I'm a science fiction writer, wink wink nod nod. Yep.
What charity is this bake sale supposed to benefit?
It'll help provide a fund for bums and hobos who wander into harvest and have no family ties.
Kind of a specific target group, isn't it?
Very.
You have to pay attention to detail when dealing with such people.
I don't know what you mean.
You will. The whole thing has been organized by the lodge.
Tell me more about this bake sale. Why is it so important?
As I told you, many unfortunates who come to Harvest end up needing financial help.
Why is that the town's problem?
It's not a problem, so long as those folks are taken care of. It's the will of the lodge.
When you say taken care of... Hey, Lisa.
What lodge?
The Hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve.
Harvest Moon.
It's just the finest place in Harvest, and the most exclusive.
What's so great about it?
Hard to say, since hardly anyone gets inside. But it wouldn't be so exclusive if it wasn't just wonderful. Just like the new Reynolds dishwasher with their patented auto-dry process. TM.
Trademark.
I've
Trademark.
never used one, but I know I want it. Instead of sulking around the house all day, why not walk over to the lodge and apply for membership?
Suddenly, we got ourselves an ad from Mother. Are we in a TV show or something?
That's wonderful, Steve.
Yeah, why not? I'll look
if
into
you got
it.
into the lodge, you'd be the talk of Harvest.
Cool.
Harvest is a town unlike any you've ever known.
I'm sure
In
it
what
is.
way?
I don't have time to go into it now. Why not take a walk around town and pester someone else? I'm busy.
Gee, thanks, Mom. Ugh. How about Hank?
Hank. That kid over by the television?
Your little brother is homesick from school today, and I won't have you scaring him with this amnesia poop.
Is
Who?
he really sick?
Look
Mom,
at the show
language.
he's watching. Wouldn't you say he's sick? I'd make him stop, but oh, I'm so busy baking cookies for the Harvest PTA charity bake sale. It's on Friday, you know. I hope you're still planning on going.
I don't know. I need to think.
Honestly, skipping out of a charity affair. What's gotten into you?
Amnesia.
Damn it. That's what I'm telling you.
Don't you dare use that language around me.
You said
You're
poop.
lucky your father didn't hear you.
Damn it.
Stephanie, for that
Shit.
matter.
Hell,
How
fuck.
do you think
Damn.
she'd feel knowing her fiance was a gutter?
Drat. Stinky poo poo. Black Books is about an overdramatic, overstressed alcoholic who owns a bookstore. Very funny. A slightly surreal British sitcom starring Dylan Moran and Bill Bailey. Never heard of it though. And I usually like sitcoms. Truman Show through the Twilight Zone. Soon Mulder and Scully will butt in from the X-Files. I mean, just put everything in here. It'll work, I guess.
And just who is Stephanie?
Don't you dare toy with that sweet girl. If you start in on her with all this amnesia poop,
She said it
she'll think
again.
her fiance is having second thoughts about the wedding.
Stop saying poop.
Look, all this talk about weddings is nuts. I'm not marrying anybody till I figure out what's going on here.
First the heartbreak of psoriasis, and now this. 2 weeks before the wedding and you're backing out. Whatever will the neighbors think?
I can't marry someone I don't even know.
Fine, have it your way, but leave me out of it. If you're going to break Stephanie's heart, you march right next door and do it yourself. And don't expect me to write you a note.
Okay.
Fiance? This is insane.
Oh, you're not having second
Even
thoughts about
crazy.
marrying Stephanie. Is that what this silliness is all about? Pre-wedding jitters?
Can something like that produce amnesia?
Stop this foolishness
Don't think so.
right now and count your blessings. Stephanie is great at cooking and cleaning.
But is she good at something else? Here, Brielle of psoriasis. Here, break. There, you got it. Heartbreak. Eventually.
What's cooking and cleaning got to do with anything?
Honestly, boys are so dense. What else is there for a wife but cooking and cleaning? You may not appreciate a hot meal on a clean plate when it's there, but if it wasn't, we'd hear about it soon enough, I'll bet.
You're saying that's all there is to marriage? Cooking and cleaning?
It's the 50s.
Well, you'll have to ask your father about that, but I'm sure Stephanie will do her duty when the time comes.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. The duty of the wife. Please, the husband.
Bless your innocence. But there are certain disgusting truths that go along with marriage.
I mean,
Facts
she
that
has
can't be
3
disguised by
children.
sheets which wrap around the contours of flexing go-go's and bouncing legs.
Uh-huh.
You can't know what I'm talking about, and that's best. When the time comes to make a baby with Stephanie, you'll have to make your peace with the fact that when a farmer plants his seed, he can't help but get some nasty dirt on his hoe.
Did you just call Stephanie a hoe, mother? Certainly sounded like that. These people are weird.
Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
And also, I know that there is an Easter egg here. Do you guys want me to do the Easter egg? It's quite disturbing. Ei kyntömieskään vakoa valitse. No ei. Hey, Muton! Make him eat the Easter egg better than trash cookies. Oh, what's your words there, Chad, about the Easter egg?
I told you I'm busy, Steve. Why don't you talk to Hank, or go next door and visit Stephanie, or go get an early start on your new job?
But I just want to talk to you, Mom, about a certain something. Some might think that menu image should be followed up with its ha 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 scene. The scriptwriter acts like I've never used one, but I know I want one. Deserves to be part of the game's parody of modern culture or something, but it's actually alright. For instance, I want all kinds of things that I've never used. The reason I want them is because I know that what they do, and I want something that does that. That's totally normal. What is Gabriel talking about? I mean, that's like he wrote something that was happening about 5 minutes ago. I mean, I'm trying to do an Easter egg here and then suddenly Gabriel confuses everything. And also Bearded wants me to play. I'm so tired that it took me 5 minutes to write. Then why are you here, Gabriel? Get some sleep. If you're tired, don't make yourself be awake just because of me. Get some sense in your head and get a planet of sleep. Get planet of sleep, dude. You're so silly, you muffin. I mean, you said play lullabies and instantly I thought of that. That was for Gabriel. To fall asleep. Took me a couple of seconds. It's brainwashing by companies. The whole I saw a commercial for it that I needed despite the product not being useful at all. Remember that whenever anyone tries to tell you that Harvester is just a well-deserved, take that to consumerism or some nonsense like that, because it's a shit one. Its whole point is to offend because that's funny as hell, that's all. I have only started the game and Gabriel already thinks that the game is all about anti-consumerism. Perhaps it took that long to type up and proofread and ponder over and produce the text and double check for facts and could reconsider it before posting with doubts on the mind that cause one to reconsider that. I can't stop this. I thought it was about how everyone in the game is a piece of garbage. Well, we'll see about what it is as soon as I go out and talk to other people. Can I now show the Easter egg? Because we're kind of going off rail again. I don't think that at all. I think that other people think that it is, because sadly some do. Why would you think that? Because we haven't even talked about consumerism or anything here. Where would you even? Where? Gabriel, how does your brain work? Where did you get that out of? I mean, sometimes your brain works so weirdly that I'm. Why would you warn me? I have not even talked about consumerism or how it's affecting anything. I'm thinking too much about this, aren't I? Maybe I'm too tired. Maybe I shouldn't stream at all. Now Gabriel's just breaking my mind. Like it, like it. Ugh. Pienet Pasila on täällä näin. Anti-consumerism is an extraterrestrial concept that was delivered by aliens in the 50s when they crashed Roswell, New Mexico. I see. It's a nice weather outside. Not here. Too cloudy. No sun today. Just clouds. At least it's not snowing more. I've been thinking too little about what deserves to be thought too much about, clearly. Yeah, that came out way wrong. It's like we need to think about things too much now. That's pretty much what you just said there, Gabriel. I'm so confused about everything right now. I just need a moment here before I do the Easter egg. I mean, everybody's been talking about so many things that I'm just trying to gather all the information in my very tired brain. Ugh. I've been thinking too much about the wrong things because I thought too little about how stupid it'd be to think so much about. That makes more sense. I know, Chad, that you were being a smartass. That's your thing. You're always a smartass. I'm playing Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon on my guitar. They're a mental palate cleanser. Music! Kinda doesn't help when this music is playing. So anybody interested in the Easter egg anymore? We've been stuck here for a long time. Just me trying to make an Easter egg happen. I just hope those philosophical storms don't happen too much, Gabriel. You know? Just suddenly warning us about something that is not even happening in the game at all. Like I said, how does your brain work? You're warning us about nothing, you know? How about you don't think about the game at all, just watch me play it, and then in the end we think about what was happening. Make conclusions later, instead of before anything happening. Anyway. I need to reset my brain. Back to focus. Focus game. Focus entertainment. No speaking of anything else. Just game. And disturbing Easter egg. There, done. So, disturbing Easter egg. Since father is locked up in the bedroom, mom is making nothing but cookies here. She might be a little bit lonesome, you know? And for some reason, you could do this. You see the word that I've just typed? A doidy word. No, Gabriel, this is more disturbing.
What a thing to say to your mother. Was that an invitation now that your father is out of action?
Yeah. How about it?
Maybe later, dear. Right now I have housework to do. Though you can watch if you want. Don't forget to put the papers out for Jimmy. You know how he gets.
Ew!
No. No. No.
Just ew! There! Blah. That is an Easter egg that you can ask your mother if you could have the bump the ugly. Ew! Ew! Just ew! Well, there's the baby crib. Let's look at it. A newborn is sleeping soundly. Cool. Can I not grab any of these cookies? I mean, I can't even grab the ones that are in the trash. Mom, you lied to me. Jimmy James.
Hey, Steve, I'm Jimmy James. Remember me?
I guess not.
Hey, how come you haven't been putting the paper out for me in the morning?
I'm supposed to? I don't remember.
Yeah? Well, try to remember, will ya? How'd you expect a working Joe to make an honest living? You don't put the paper out, I'm out of a job.
So what? You don't get paid for picking up papers anyway.
The Sentinel building burnt down. What the heck else am I supposed to do? Listen, start putting that paper out and everything will be Jake, okay? That's all I want.
Everything will be
Pair of
Jake.
sneakers. Walking this route every day has worn holes in mine. Say, you got any spare sneakers?
Not on me right now. Oh, sorry. Thank you for the follow, Chickaboo.
Oh, gee whiz. Look, if you find any, I'd be willing to trade you for them. Something really neato. Think about it.
I'll
See
keep
you
it in mind.
later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile. Apparently, there's a Super Bowl or something happening outside. High voltage power lines bathe your home in a wholesome old-fashioned electromagnetic field. You feel they're humming in your dreams. A day-glow Lima space disc stuck on the roof. That a pizza? Okay, not a reference to Breaking Bad because this was way before Breaking Bad. Well, I do have the newspaper. Right there.
Hey, Steve, you've been doing a swell job putting the paper out in the morning. You just keep doing that and we won't have any problems. That's not much to ask, is it?
Nope. You wanna know what happens if you don't give him the newspaper every day? Hey, Gildan. I need some Men in Black deneuralizer shit right now to forget that. Let's just all jump into the time-traveling DeLorean and retreat back to some beautifully rendered oh, nah. Nothing ordinary looks. You wanna know what happens if you don't give him the morning paper? I just assumed that this game would drive everyone to bizarre opinions about its meaning because that's its twisted job. It was made with the purpose of seeming like it's supposed to be deeper than it is as a way of gaslighting its victims into getting even more offended. You call people victims for playing a video game, Gabriel? Why do you always think that you're always assuming horror games like this are evil from the start? And you call the video game players such as myself victims? You really need to think about the video game industry a lot more than that. Come on. He murders your family? No, he shoots you. Yeah, that kid has a gun, he pulls it out and he kills you. Right then and there. There are a million ways to die in this game, and one of them is getting shot by Jimmy James here. I ain't joking. Just look up video up on YouTube, deaths in Harvester or something. One of them is this kid just shooting your face off. It's that kind of a game. It's full of junk mail bills and bake sale flyers. An army surplus air conditioner. It's a huge one. Steel barbs wrench signals from the naked air. There are security bars fastened to the window with Phillips head screws. I wonder why only one window has those, but not the others. Weird. And I'm terrified of media being manipulative like that, so I thought I had to warn because I'm paranoid. You don't need to warn anybody about anything, Gabriel. Let everybody make their own decisions about things. Stop being so paranoid about video games. The thing that you should be more paranoid is social media, not video games. You done, Gabriel? Are you truly done? Hey, FMV. Well, keep this in mind, Gabriel. I don't give a fuck. I play video games to see how they are, and if I don't like them, I don't like them. If I enjoy them, I enjoy them. I just make my opinion along the way. And for now, I'm enjoying this game, because it's weird, it's creepy, I like it. The atmosphere is great. So whatever you try to push on me, it ain't working. You don't see me. Always a kidder, Sparta. That's what I am. Okay, Lisa. See you later. It's the daddy's room, and why specifically Phillips screws? I mean, why not? He's American, I guess. I mean, it could be daddy's room. When you think about it, if you go... I don't know if it's daddy's bedroom, but it could be. Wonder if we at some point have to take away those bars with a Phillips screwdriver. So, where do we go first? There's a missile base, meat plant, Guine Memorial School, TV station, Edna's Diner, police station, newspaper building, fire station, Wayward Hotel, the Lodge, cemetery, Johnson residence, abandoned house, Potsdam residence, your house. General Store, post office, barbershop. Missile base. Look at those missiles. They look like toys. Yeah, from a distance they look like toys, but when we go close, they look like real missiles, I guess. It's what Gabriel said, Chad. It's a quote. He said planet of sleep. When he was supposed to say get plenty of sleep. Yeah, get planet of sleep. A sleep deprived Gabriel. Yeah, I imitated John Cena. That's how you spell his name. Yes, John Cena. John Cena! We can't have a normal town in the slightest? Hell no! It's Harvest. Everybody's creepy. This game is like the perfect 50s Cold War suburb with super creepy vibes. I mean, we were talking about the lodge with Mom, so why not go to the lodge? The masonry looks as though it may be from the Dark Ages. It looks as ancient as the building itself. Alarming green sludge oozes from the drain. Red eyes gleam with eerie malevolence from the darkness. Oh yeah, there are the eyes, right there. Hey, Serenek! This school is hard work. Had a 30-minute Teams meeting, 3rd time this year. And also, FFV, let me do the talking here. Don't you be spoiling things about the game already. No spoilers, no backseatsies, you shut up. I know details about this game. You're ruining the surprise. Silent Hill did have a copy rip off 7-Eleven at a theme park. True, they did. They had their
initiates may enter the hall of the Order of the Harvest Moon.
Did you say something?
I did not speak, but my mind touched yours.
He's speaking telepathically.
Telepathy. But how?
Only those who seek enlightenment warrant my attention. Do you hunger for true knowledge?
It's Dr. Claw. And also, like FFV Gamer Guy said, that voice, same as Steve, same actor. So he can speak like this, or he can speak like this. It's not that difficult to do. How about the school in Silent Hill was based off a kindergarten cop? Yep. And not just based off, pretty much the exact copy of the school in Kindergarten Cop. I mean, there's a lot of references in the school that is taken straight from the movie. If you compare the movie Kindergarten Cop to Silent Hill School, you see a lot of similarities because it's taken from the movie. Just look it up. There's videos doing the references. So what kind of knowledge?
Forbidden knowledge, the forgotten pleasures, and pleasures as yet undiscovered.
Next time, Gadget.
But such is not for the likes of you. Not yet.
It's not a
You
tumor.
must first fill out an application to be considered for initiation into the mysteries.
Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Paperwork? Why should I fill out this stupid form?
Members of the Order are privy to many hidden truths.
Such as?
They know what the trees whisper to the wind to make it howl. They know what the worm knows as it squirms in a rotting leg. They know what you've forgotten.
You're talking about my amnesia, aren't you?
When you find the path, truth will be revealed to you.
Put that cookie
When you possess
down.
the truth,
It's not
you
a
will know
tumor.
what you knew. And if anything remains forgotten,
Yeah, put that cookie down his jingle all the way.
the known.
Different movie, Jup.
Put that cookie down. Now. Next time, Gadget. Next time.
So what did he say? Kinda missed it there. So we can join an underground dungeon sex cult. Where do we sign up? And not a sex cult. All of cult.
Have you obtained an application from the postmaster?
Postmaster.
If you would find knowledge, you must seek it from the first realization of the wanting.
Fine, I'll get an application as soon as I can.
Whether you do or not matters little to me. Many are called, but few chosen.
Gotcha. Whatever that means. To the post office. Do-do-do-do-do. Just at the moment, the audio from Kilgo's stream cut in at the exact right time. Next time, Gadget. Next time, your mother's a rotting ogre. 41% off Pecky Peanuts assorted colors. Why is it 41%? That's just such a weird number. An old glory flag. Oh, say, can you see? 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 That's how it goes, right? Rommel? If you don't know it, well, you're in for something else. I know bits here and there. I've watched a long play of it years ago. At least I showed the Easter egg, Rommel, that we can ask to the mother. Did I see it right, or are there actually no roads leading out on the map? I don't know. Aha! There is a road leading out, right there. But I do like it that the whole... And there's another road. I do like it that it's shaped like we're in Sim City. No, 2, not 3. 1 up and 1 down. So that's 2 exits. I guess the 3rd exit would be... What a post office. A zip code map with harvest dead center. These mailboxes seem hardly used. 3 clocks, 3 times. Bake sale, bake sale. A well-looped sound. The woman, Postmaster Boyle. That woman looks like a tourist. Yeah, totally out of... Well, she's looking at her mail, so she's a resident. Maybe that's why the city in SimCity is always going to hell. It's set in this world. I should play SimCity at one point and make Harvest in it. A blind woman is trying to read her mail. Hello, Dolphin Prime. Welcome to the lamest joke ever made.
Yes?
I need some help, Mr.
Postmaster Boyle, what can I do for you today?
Actually, somebody made a Twin Peaks joke earlier. I think there is an actor in this game who was in Twin Peaks. I'm not too sure. Mostly, there's people here we have never seen in any other game or TV show or anything. But I think there's like 1 or 2 familiar faces. Now here's a truly impossible goal in SimCity. Make a city so perfect the citizens can't find a thing to complain about. I came close, but some jerk wanted to pay taxes. A perfect city in SimCity had like a police station in each block. That's what I tried to do that's what I do when I play SimCity. I put a fire station and a police station in each block, pretty much. Hey Nathan, welcome to this.
Sorry, youngster, we're out of applications right now.
Damn it.
Come on, you must have one around here somewhere.
Well, I do have the master, but you can't write on that. And I only make copies once a month, on the button, regular as clockwork.
Then why not now? Just make 1 copy. Can I go get one at the lodge instead?
Afraid not, son. You can't get them anywhere but the post office. I'm sorry, you'll just have to come back in a month, same as anyone else. And even then, I can't guarantee you'll get an application. The line is always long, and there are never enough to go around.
It's very important that I get in quickly.
That's what they all say. Postmaster Boyle, I'll just die if I don't get into the lodge. I can't make an exception, young man. It just wouldn't be right.
But in the beginning it said that there's only 51 population. Why don't you make 50 copies then? 1 is a baby. So she doesn't count. So make 50 copies. Every month. Or maybe you just don't have enough paper for it.
Next time you post, don't forget the zip code.
I'm gonna zip on your face. Where are we gonna get a freaking application now? Suffrage for babies now. Babies count too. Well, let's go look around the town. Why not? A neon letters drone relentlessly, eternally frozen at 4:05. Air conditioned. Nice. Yum. Green asparagus tips. 2 for 49 cents. Harvest bake sale this Friday in the school gym. A phallic symbol thrusting boldly upwards from the concrete, ever ready to spew forth. It's a fire hydrant. It's not even close to being phallic unless you have a piercing right through your dongle. He's too busy working to notice you. Have fun with the debris. 3 copies made here. So we need to get the master and copy it here. Anybody else get the feeling that the proprietor of this establishment might be Germanic? Just judging from the music. Dead roaches and bits of arid grit coat the water cooler's bone-dry reservoir. Ew. This empty barrel reeks of rotting meat. Ew. An old 16mm projector with Gaian memorials stenciled on it. The new and improved Suck-U-Lux's Super Suck Vacuum Cleaner. It really sucks! A shoddy old TV missing the VHF knob. The shelf contains a variety of odd items for sale. Mrs. Phelps.
Can I help you, dear?
Who are you?
This is Phelps General Store, so who would that make me?
Judy Dench.
Maybe you need to go back to Gein Memorial and have Miss Whaley teach you about logic.
I'm fuzzy on a lot of things these days. My memory's gone.
Pshaw, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I'm serious, I need some help.
Well, they say a sharp blow to the head is a good thing for amnesia. In which case, I'd recommend Miss Whaley again.
She kind of reminds me of Judy
Then
Dench.
again, they say a good scare can jog the memory.
It's the face.
In which case, I'd advise you to visit the Sergeant at Arms over at the lodge.
She did ask
That
him.
man gives me the willies. Speaking of willies, how's your father?
Don't know. Haven't seen him.
Care to buy anything today?
Why are you talking about Willis, lady? Yeah, there is a likeness. Yeah.
Okay, dear.
No thanks.
You check back if you decide there's anything you want. I'll be happy to help you. Come back soon.
Sure. I'll be coming back once I get the master application form to copy it here. She does look like Dame Judy, yeah. Yeah. There is a definite likeness. Tape and broken glass. Obviously professional breaking. Why would somebody... Why wouldn't somebody? Barbershop. Pastorelli's Barbershop. I think the barbershop is one of those actors that is like have been somewhere in other movies and TV shows. Do you guys see something weird on the upper left? Totally nothing weird happening on the upper left there. Up on the wall. Made of solidified mousse and sticky hairspray, this lovely mannequin is a work of art. The dangling television is sure to cause neck strain at this angle. Except for its occasional hairball cough, it's hard to tell if the sheep is alive or not. It's got red eyes, so... Jim Bob, who was the high school star pitcher 20 years ago, hangs his aging leather jacket here when he comes in for a trim. A fancy barber's pole secured to the wall with straight slot screws. Oh. Pushed the wrong button. Sorry about that. An unfortunate extraterrestrial who journeyed hundreds of light years to wind up mounted on a barber's wall. Okay, so it's just there. It's a picture of Mr. Pastorelli as a young buck. It takes a true sportsman to hunt down those dangerous cows. Colonel Buster Monroe flipping the bird from his B-17 cockpit. I'm trying to examine. Clem Parsons took this rare photograph of an extraterrestrial. It looks more like a chupacabra. Or any kind of demon. A picture of a young Mr. Pastorelli, spaghetti on his mouth and all. That's a white kid, and you look like a black guy. Are you sure you're the same Pastorelli? Well, let's have a chat, shall we? Mr. Pastorelli doesn't respond, not understanding English. So he's an Italian guy who owns the place but doesn't even speak English. Huh. Poor alien thought he'd go to Earth to recreate the Predator film, only it went completely wrong. Well, maybe because he's a gray, not a predator. Needs to be a yautja. I know things are old-fashioned when assembled with straight slotted screws. Story goes that public buses were once made with straight slot screws. However, bored people in line would literally tear the bus apart with their payment of dimes. That's why we get the Phillips solution with the plus head. So, who do we talk to first? Swell or Parsons? Which one do you guys want me to talk to first? Swell or Parsons? The midget or the farmer dude? The American Gothic. I mean, he's got a pitchfork with him. Pitchfork with 5 tongs on it. Huh. Swell, alright?
Howdy, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Howdy back, Mr.
Pete Swell, Steve.
Well,
Don't
that's
you
swell.
pull my old leg now. Change your mind about that aluminum siding?
Don't you mean
What are you talking
aluminium?
about?
I really think you should talk your father into buying some. He can afford it. And I can't stress enough the value of some really fine aluminum siding. Keeps it warm in the summer, cool in the winter, and it keeps out the sheep. Pastorelli ought to look into some, but I can't get him to understand a word I say.
Maybe that's because Pastorelli is Italian, you dimwit.
Steve, aluminum siding can't get a fair shake no more. Started when those firemen came to harvest, filling people's heads with newfangled notions like color coordination and interior design.
Yeah, that's what firemen
You
do.
can paint aluminum, you know, if you want to. But even so, I can't seem to move it anymore. Not even to a rube like Pastorelli. Thank God for the plumbing.
What are these faces he's making? These photographs are weird. Plumbing? No plumbing?
Well, I seen the end coming for the aluminum siding game, so I took a mail
Take
course
my
and
photo.
learned how to be a plumber. Now, there's a business that never lets up. You'd be surprised what people flush down the toilet.
Although this is not the weirdest kind of FMV that we've seen in video games. Just wait until I play the Titanic game. If at one point maybe. Those are not even FMVs, those are just stop motion movements. It's weird. This guy's one other role was apparently playing a mosh pit elf in a movie a decade ago. Cool. He had another role somewhere. You heard me, Gabriel. If you're reacting to what I was explaining. They're just people, they took pictures of people with different kind of poses and mouth movements and facial expressions, and then they just scrambled them all together to look like they're talking. Oh, the Grummel. Alright, never mind then. The Titanic game, is that the one with Jim Belushi? Yes, that one, yes.
Pastorelli's a rube from way back. Ask Clem Parsons how he followed up with the alarm system in here. I'm a plumber. I could fix it for him, but he just won't listen.
Maybe I should be talking like this the whole time. Can I ask it others? There we go.
Stop funning around now.
Man, he looks angry. How about the lodge?
Stop funning around now.
No good. I thought I was the stand-in already.
Nice to see you again, Steve.
Okay.
Hello there, youngster. You say them aliens I was telling you about? Well, they came back last night. Cut another crop circle in my south field.
How come I never seen none of them saucers, Clem?
Them aliens is wily, Pete. You don't cross the intergalactic void without learning a trick or two. You know what Pastorelli did? Yesterday,
Man,
he
these
gets
faces.
an alarm system to protect his pole. Only he don't know how to rig it, so now it's all awry.
Cool.
Why, that barber's pole of his is his pride and joy. Brought it all the way over from Italy, wrapped all special-like. It ain't nothing but colored glass with some bulbs stuck up in it, but he thinks it's the be-all, end-all. Installed that alarm system just to protect it. Though who in tarnation would want to steal a worthless piece of junk like that? I don't know.
Totally
Maybe them
not
aliens,
us.
Clem?
Oh, Pete, don't be ignorant. Them aliens don't give a fig for no colored glass. You think if they can build spaceships, they can't make a dadgum barber pole? Crazy head don't know nothing about science.
I mean, I'm sure totally not in the future. We're totally not going to be totally not trying to steal that thing. Totally not. Aliens?
Well, son, the ways of the alien is a specialized area of woodcraft unknown to all but the wiliest sportsmen. What you gotta remember is, your average alien is smarter than your average human. So you gotta be extra careful building your blind if you want to bag one.
I know.
You
I've been playing XCOM
hunt
lately.
aliens. Son, after nailing an alien, you can never go back to quail.
I mean, there's
What,
the...
You think you can get one of those at a swap meet?
I'm so glad that they're showing these videos.
Their sensing machines. Lay real quiet and wait. Preferably in the woods around the nuclear base. Oh, they love messing around out there.
Why not wait outside your field, Clem? Wait for 'em to come a-carving.
Oh, they do their crop doodles with zap guns, you darn fool. Don't you know nothing?
Hey there, Billy.
Besides, ain't no place to put the blind out in the field. Now, you listen to Clem Parsons if you want to tag an unearthly being. They cross the void, wondering what lies beyond, all the time not knowing that what awaits them is buckshot.
Well, it could be an assault rifle also, a sniper rifle, a sword, an axe, a crossbow, a pistol, a minigun, a rail gun, a particle gun, plasma weapon, a laser. There's many choices to XCOM. They have a big weaponry, you know.
Pastorelli shelled out for an alarm system, all right, but he's too cheap to hire an electrician to hook her up. Dang idiot cross-wired it to the fire sprinkler, so now when the alarm goes off, it sets the sprinkler spraying. Tarnation!
How did
Aliens looking for intelligent life ought to stay away from this shop, sure enough.
So, all in all, you're saying that if the alarms is triggered, there's gonna be electric shock and the water's gonna be sprayed on the person and they're gonna die. Just electrocuted. Gotcha.
Pastorelli's a funny sort. Foreigner, don't you know? He cuts hair pretty good, but he don't know spit about nothing else. You just ask him to hook up an alarm system if you need convincing.
Okay.
Anytime, Steve.
Nice to meet you all, fellas. Especially you, Pastorelli. Who don't know no wahoos from yous. Ah yes! The greatest character you ever met. It's a B-17 bomber! These aircraft appear to be well maintained. Nuclear missiles. This base is well stocked with missiles. But it says missiles down there and you corrected yourself on the text box by saying it's missiles. Oddly enough, this guard booth is the only building on the base. Yeah, there is no other building. It's just the missiles on the outside and a bombers. An electrified chain link fence surrounds the base. I mean, it has to. Colonel Buster Monroe.
Oh, who goes there?
They tell me my name is Steve.
All right. This is Section 21. Keep your distance, son. I wouldn't want to have to blow your head off.
That makes two of us.
So you're the amnesiac, huh?
News has traveled.
Sort of a draft-dodging ploy, the way I see it. But at least you're not an alien. You see their ships every now and then. Sometimes Swell bags one in the woods.
Don't you mean Parsons?
Colonel Buster Monroe, commander of the Harvest Nuclear Missile Installation, keeping America safe from those who would dye our flag red, white, and pink.
These are nuclear missiles?
Pink?
Goddamn right they are. Every one of them ready to rain death on the Ruskies. All I gotta do is hit the button and blammo! The price of vodka goes through the roof. Along with the vodka.
Well, I suppose you
I get the feeling he doesn't like Russians.
Safeguards against accidents?
Safeguards? Don't be such a weak sister. There are no safeguards. This is the 50s.
Then you have sole control of the, missiles.
That's right. Been in charge here since WW2, when I got my lower torso shot off in the war.
Made you the man that you are today.
Those pennywaists in Washington wanted to stick me behind a desk. To hell with that. They owed me.
I've played them already, Billy.
Dusseldorf. They owed me. Of course, they felt that after the trauma of having to crawl from Germany to England trailing my intestines behind me, I was too emotionally unstable to continue in the military. That's why they gave me this nice cushy job and put me in charge of the nuclear missiles.
You can find the VODs on my channel of both the Dark Seas. So yeah, they've already been played, and yes, Dark Sea 2 is... it was an experience, and I hated the ending, having to go through that friggin' maze. I think that commie is still a slur today and not just a relic of the Cold War. It is. It is. If you say commie, it is a slur. If you were half the man I am... Yeah, but I'm double the man you are. The button, lower torso, emotional instability, commie bastards, aliens, intestines, nuclear holocaust. So many questions to ask about this guy.
Why are you asking about the button, son?
I'm just a little nervous about it. I mean, suppose an accident happens.
Don't get your panties in a bunch, mister. The button is perfectly safe. I keep it on my person all the time.
Yeah, but it's right.
No commie bastard is getting his mitts on this button. No siree, Bob. No one initiates a nuclear holocaust in Harvest except me. Now, doesn't that make you feel better?
No. To be quite honest, no.
Harvest is a fine town, steeped in traditional American values. But that lodge, well, it makes me suspicious, don't mind saying it. They've got their fingers into everything around here. Like a certain red commie bastard menace which shall be nameless.
You mean the Ruskies? Then I'll be sure to stay away from the lodge, liar, liar, pants of fire.
You read me wrong, mister. I think you should join the lodge, infiltrate it, and report back on any red sympathizers.
Oh.
A report could affect my decision on what I've got to do.
Launch a missile against them?
Frankly, all these questions are making me a little suspicious of you. Maybe you're one of those pink-blooded Americans. Can you give me any reason why I shouldn't shoot you right now?
I'm getting married. In 2 weeks, apparently. You can shoot me, I'm an American, I have rights.
Rights, huh? Your average commie bastard is always only too ready to hide behind the Constitution. Real Americans waive their rights for the common good. Would you?
Sure I would, for this great country of ours.
You talk a good game, mister. But so does your average commie bastard. The Kremlin teaches its agents to talk their way out of a scrape. What do you think about that, son?
I get the feeling I gotta be shunned in the face soon. Pink-blooded like Klingons hazing low.
Glad to hear it, son.
Yeah, I don't think about that
You
stuff.
had me going there for a minute, asking all those questions about this base. Came this close to getting blown away.
I mean, he will shoot you.
As it is, maybe you ought to get out of here before I change my mind.
Uh-huh.
Go visit those Ponzi firemen.
Ponzi?
But whatever you do, stay away from that damn lodge. That's the most suspicious place in Harvest, if you ask me.
He doesn't have a lower torso, Sinlao. He's been blown off from the waist down. Fireman?
I wanted to get back into the thick of the action and out of this desk job. But those firemen are a damn peculiar bunch of ladies.
Lieutenant Dan
I
syndrome,
thought
yep.
they'd object to my lack of a lower body.
Although
They
Lieutenant
wouldn't let
Dan
me
still
join
had
the fire
half
department
of
because
these
they said
legs.
I couldn't draw naked men. Can't draw naked men? Who the hell wants to? I could draw one if I was a sick commie pervert. Look, I did this last night. What do you think?
Screw you! Art's for commies anyway.
You don't say. Then you'd better go reconnoiter the fire station, mister. There's a lot of art going on over there. Determine if commie infiltration has occurred in Harvest. And report back here. Your report could make the difference in what I decide to do.
About what, Colonel?
Never mind that, son. It's easier if you don't know.
I can guess.
Remember, duck and cover.
Yeah, which doesn't work. Trust me. Let's get out of here before I get my face blown off. Unless you guys want to see the death. It's a pretty awesome sequence of death. Like I said, there's many ways to die in this game. Maybe I should show some deaths.
Dewey. Halt! Who goes there?
It's just me.
What do you want? Did the llamas send you?
Llamas? Yes, of course they did.
I knew it. They won't leave me alone. Them and the kookaburras. 9! 9!
Hey, you middles. Game over. Well, that happened. And thus the Fallout games began. This is 1953, so a bit too early for that. At least in this era, the convergence happened. So, or divergence, not convergence. The convergence would be divergence happened with the universes. That escalated. Nice to be able to see you play this. That's been on my backlog of games for a long time. Even Eldritch wanted me to play this for a long time, and Eldritch is not even here. Oops. I like how he suddenly whipped out the M16. He has it on his back all the time, if you didn't notice. You can see the butt of the rifle behind his head. Two idiots, one thought. The best. Do we dare to visit the meat plant? Yes. It's our meat plant. There's cats. Lots of cats. A red brick building with a horrible stench coming from within. Yeah, I know. I have smelled I do know the smell of raw meat. Lots of it in coolers. I worked in a restaurant once. It's definitely the worst smell I've ever... Well, not the worst, but it was definitely, you know, hard to breathe. Whatever is in these barrels smells extremely bad. That is a dead cat right there. And also blood, yes. Blood and meat. This used to be a kitty cat. And now it's just a splotch. Apparently. The carcasses of several small animals. I would say that's pig and cow, so big animals.
Steve, how's your father? Is he better?
About the same, I guess.
He's been away from work for weeks, and when I call your house, your mother won't let me talk to him.
I haven't seen him either.
This is a fine kettle of fish, I must say. Though I am glad to see you taking an interest in the business in your dad's absence.
Who are you?
Aw, Steve, I didn't want to believe that amnesia.
You're always
hokum.
such a kidder.
Now you're saying you don't remember your pal Pat O'Reilly?
Amnesia.
Look, I'm not kidding about the amnesia. Why won't anyone believe me?
You're always
Well,
such a
you
kid.
always were such a kidder, Steve.
Funny how that's beginning to sound like a stock answer. Like it was coached.
You don't
You
say!
sure are acting like a kidder, son. With your dad ill, you're gonna need to start behaving like an adult. Especially if you're
Okay,
gonna
Jeff.
take over the
Take
family
care,
business.
sleep well, and all that.
What exactly is wrong with your dad?
We don't know.
I don't know.
Eh.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Steve. You should be thinking about running the family business one day. That, getting into the lodge.
No, it seems like father is ill, but he's been locked into the bedroom and only mom knows what's happening. So, it's a mystery. I mean, he could be
You may come
gone.
to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach.
Eh. Okay, thanks for that weird imagery.
A lot of times, when I'm finished scrubbing up and digging the bits of intestine out from my fingernails, I must confess I don't have much appetite for red meat. But red meat is one of the principal food groups, and you've got to have it.
Yeah.
So when you can do this all day and help yourself to a juicy red steak afterwards, then by golly, you can call yourself a butcher.
Look at all that meat.
Of course, amnesia would certainly help that, wouldn't it?
Just throw some spices on those and let them hang there for a couple of weeks. Make some jerky meat. Yummy. But I just started thinking, it could be that our dad has died, not just being ill, and locked inside the bedroom so nobody will find out the truth. But then Hank, our little brother, did say that the mother and father were going at it last night. But if dad is dead, I mean, he could be. Does that mean that she's boinking a dead guy? I mean, I wouldn't put it past this game at all. That she would be having good times with a corpse. Necrophilia. Why are you guys trying to, or just doing those exclamation marks? They don't even show up here because your messages are buried away because of their commands that don't work.
Come to think of it, I don't see any cattle around here. Where do you keep the animals?
Wrong answer.
Does it
Wrong
matter?
question.
The end product is
everything.
all the customer cares about, Steve. And we only carry the finest meat, only the juiciest cuts.
That was the worst 3D fly ever.
Business, you'll realize the importance of maintaining quality while cutting costs.
Will you
know what
stop
we're doing here, Steve?
showing then?
If we didn't, would the lodge use us to cater their affairs?
I'm sure it's good. Could I have some meat to take home?
Your father's very particular about the profit, Steve. No freebies for anyone. But seeing how you're his son, if you'll bring written permission from your father, I'll give you the meat.
Cool. Cutting costs? Lodge?
The Order of the Harvest Moon sponsors a weenie roast on the lodge grounds every summer.
Weenie
They
roast?
cater, though they tend to get their meat elsewhere the rest of the year.
I wonder why.
Heck, the best way to find out is to sign up with them. They're a great organization, Steve. They do wonderful work, just like us butchers. They do what needs to be done and expect nothing in return.
What is that they
Then
do?
how do they support themselves? Membership dues?
From what I hear, the work is its own reward.
Uh-huh. Family business.
You may come to realize that this business is not for everybody. Just ask your poor, ill dad. It takes dedication and a strong stomach. A lot of times when I'm finished scrubbing up and I must... But then by golly, you can call yourself a
So great
butcher.
that we're seeing these again.
Of course,
Alright, bye.
Don't be such a stranger, Steve. And my best to your dad.
I'm not a stranger. I'm a kidder. Everybody says so. Seems like the sun is coming out. Sun's coming out. Ah! I want the world to know. It's sunny. This is nice while eating lasagna here. I actually had lasagna for breakfast. I have that sound effect. It's the yay! That's exactly the same sound effect I have, that yay. See? The same exact stock sound. I wanna hear it again, game. Yeah, the exact same. It is a stock sound from the 90s. I saw a Kickstarter or something for a VR device that uses flavoring concentrates to make smells for games. It exists. Huh. A bulletin board riddled with staples. These lockers are riddled with inexplicable stains and dents. A glass-protected fire alarm. It looks like the bake sale will be held here. This drinking fountain doesn't work. Well, this one works with the principle of drinking from it. The door is locked. One, two, Freddy's coming for you. A distasteful. Stay forever. Thank you, Billy, for the follow. A distasteful amalgam of chewed gum, mangled love notes, broken ballpoints, oozing blue ink, and wadded Kleenex. Smell-o-vision is finally real. Only took almost a bloody century.
Steve, good of you to drop by.
Hey,
Big guy.
Steve!
Haven't seen you since graduation. A lot of changes, I hear.
You could say that.
Good, good. That's a nice part of my job. Turning fine young men and women out into the world, and then watching them prosper. Of course, I was able to reach more people at the old Sentinel, God bless her. But then again, I never got to see the results of my work up close before.
Who are you?
You know very well I'm Mr. Harold, the principal of Gain Memorial. Steve, I've heard about this amnesia nonsense. I had hoped you'd be in the lodge by now, fine young fellow like yourself.
It's hard to get the application,
but now,
though.
I think maybe you need a little more quality time.
What? Quality time? Is this guy gonna try to F me in the A? Wouldn't put it past him though. I mean. Gein, like Ed Gein? Could be. Could be. Problem with smell-o-vision is that it's even worse of a gimmick than 3D. It tends to lean towards stinky shock and food selling ads. Yeah, I would say so.
What do you mean, quality time?
Some, like Miss Whaley, favor stern discipline, corporal punishment, as a means of socialization. Myself, I temper discipline with love.
Yeah, he wants to have me in the A. Yep.
Quality time can be such a warm, sharing experience. After just a few sessions, you'd stop this amnesia nonsense and become a productive member of society and a fit candidate for the lodge.
A little bit of hanky-panky and all that, you know.
You turned out pretty good, except for that amnesia nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
Even he says it.
Maybe you need a little straightening out. Oh, the things I could do to you. You'd be a much finer young man with just a little...
Stop it with the quality time! Hey, Kilgore, thank you for the host. Welcome to the weirdest game ever. Ooh.
Oops, you just lost me.
Yeah, I just
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing, as is adult quality time.
Stop talking about quality time! You're so
Seeing you
weird!
here again, one would think you'd never graduated. Nostalgia is a waste of time, big guy. You need to move forward, and if you ask me, the lodge lies firmly in that direction.
And I thought other people in this world have been really weird, but this guy, it's just this guy. There's a good game buried inside all this janky crap. I'm enjoying the heck out of this. It's just everybody being so weird and creepy. I love it. Gain Memorial.
Gain Memorial?
Yeah, Gain.
Sounds like a cemetery or a hospital, not a school.
This institution was named for a great man.
Yeah, Ed Gein.
Whose first name escapes me.
Ed.
He epitomized
Edward.
the great potential within us all, big guy. I hear there's an honorary plaque commemorating him within the lodge.
Oh, great. So if I get to the lodge, I get to see how they worship Ed Gein of all people. Great. Do they also have furniture made out of bones? Hey. Would you have something against the quality time? That exactly, Banniken, when he says it that way. The quality time. I would prefer to have my quality time with some lovely ladies, not an old principal who is a creep. There's the difference.
Big guy, born some
Stop
quality
calling me
time.
big guy.
The greatest gift I can bestow upon you as your former principal is a word of advice. Join the Order of the Harvest Moon at any cost.
I'm trying.
Within the lodge lies your future, and without dust.
Dust? So no.
Why do you keep calling me big guy?
Why do you think?
A sign of respect, lad.
Nope.
As principal, my station is higher than yours now.
It's not respect.
But you never know what the future holds, so you should always hedge your bets.
It's not respect.
And pay tribute to your inferiors.
You just want him.
You never know who will come
He's
to
off.
power, or who, even now, wields it behind the scenes. For all I know, you might already be a member of the Order, with access to the lodge. If that were the case, you'd be my superior, and I'd be all that much better off having shown you respect and spent some quality time with you.
He's really hanging on to that quality time all the time, isn't he? Can I get a gun? We still have no weapon. I do have the pin. I'm gonna shove it up your eyeball. I'm gonna kill this guy. Because he's so creepy.
Surely mine is the most important position in Harvest.
Is it?
the ability to mold young minds. That's power. You might think Sheriff Dwayne's the most important man here, big guy. But he only deals with my failures. When
makes
I
sense.
do my job right, the sheriff never sees a thing.
I mean, that makes sense, you know. Kind of correct there. Hey, go fill on him.
Drop in again soon. Adult education is a wonderful thing.
I really need to find a gun or something so I can shoot his head off. Guy. That guy. TV station. That's a lot of people. They look like they're the bad guys from what is that crazy game where you just go around shooting everything and collecting money, drugs, ammo? How have I already forgotten the name of the game? No, not Smash TV. No. You walk around the streets, then you go to Subway. The boss of the antagonist of the game is a guy with multiple chins, a fat guy, turns into a huge-headed robot. Narc! Narc. That's the one. I mean, these are pretty much the main guys that you keep shooting in Narc. So if I shoot you, will you drop pounds of cocaine and Coca-Cola and such? Again, a game on my wish list. Can't watch, sorry. That's okay, Coffee Line. You enjoy your day. Oh, they're Native Americans, apparently. Too busy drinking and smoking, they ignore you. Yeah, that's what they do all day in the 50s, apparently. A silver Tucker with a yellow interior. So why are they all... Oh. They must be lining up for the TV show that they keep showing, you know. Gotta love the hum of the radio. Okay, before I go in, let's save it just to be safe. For the cowboy show, should they shooting them Indians for real? I don't know. Let's see. Yes, I had the first one, not the second one. A corny western backdrop, complete with a cardboard teepee. A fairly primitive form of mind control. Odd, no one is operating the cameras. There's Range Rider himself.
Stay tuned, buckaroos. There's more to come on Range Rider's Cowboy Roundup.
Yeehaw! So
don't go away.
Ah.
And what's your name, hombre?
Steve.
Steve's a swell name. My dog's name is Steve.
How did he get Steve on the...
Would you like my autograph, Steve?
How was there Steve? What? Yeah, I guess.
Here you go, then.
Hooray! I got his autograph. Brought to you by Marlboro. Yeah, he just needs to smoke. That's all he needs. Primitive yet effective. I mean, that starts flashing, you start applauding.
Violence? What about it?
It's cool, isn't it? I love all the blood and gore on your show. Children watch your show. Don't you think this violence is bad for them?
Violence is as American as apple pie and low SAT scores.
You're right.
Where would we be right now if the cowboys hadn't gone out west and butchered innocent people to
I mean, it still
steal their
applies
land?
today, doesn't it?
Answer me that, Mr. Know-it-all.
I mean, nudity, no, but
Shown that
violence...
children become more
Sure.
violent when watching violence.
Buckaroo, I rip the guts out of godless heathen Injuns. Most kids don't see godless heathen Injuns on a regular basis.
Don't call
And if
them
they do,
Injuns.
they better either get their eyes checked or do like old Range Rider and shoot the bejesus out of them, lest they want to go untreated for psychotic hallucinations, or wind up with their scalps hanging from a buckskin belt. Oh, shit! Ow! Shit on a stickeroo!
I like this guy. Who holds
The
those
parents
signs.
that are griping about violence on TV are the same parents that go outside in the morning to fetch their papers, secure in the knowledge that they won't get an arrow through the noodle because the violence they hate so much done cleared the engines out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, civilization has benefited from violence. But should violence be treated as entertainment?
Check my ratings, son.
Hey, Lieto.
Violence is entertainment. I just put it on the air. If some kid watches, that says something about the kid, not me. Now, excuse me, we're going back on the air.
So what you're saying, me seeing Rambo and The Thing when I was young has had bad influence on me? I guess so. I must be a very violent person for liking gore and guts. But there is also, I mean, on Twitch, nudity is a no-no usually, but it's mostly on games that are nothing but porn. That is a no-no. But if it has nudity in the game, then it's okay. Violence? Of course it's okay, but I mean, video games are very violent. So many video games like this one. But on YouTube, they actually nowadays, they do have on the algorithm that if you show too much violence, like from TV shows and such, if you show too much of it, they actually can take down your video because it has too much violence on it. So if you're like a clip show, like a reviewer on YouTube, and you do a very gory movie and such, it's more preferable for YouTube if you use the mosaic filter or something on the gore and violence. And of course, because it's YouTube, no to nudity. Unless you make it R-rated video. As an adult video. They have that restriction. So no kids can watch it then. You can't imagine how violent I became after watching so much Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoons as a kid. Every problem was solved with violence. I mean, they even shoved the shark into a phone booth and made a joke about it. War, never been so much fun than the war. Never. I wonder if that's their theme tune. And next to no ad money if you age restrict your videos. A picture of a gorgeous model signed with my kiss my pineapple red muffy. Okay. Very poor reception. Strange since the broadcast originates from here. Must be something wrong with their antenna. An assortment of empty cubicles. Either McKnight loves to recall his salad days as an insurance salesman, or he can't keep his employees happy. I mean, there's nobody else but him.
Hey, Sport. This is a private office.
Yeah, I know, Mr.
McKnight. I own and operate this station. Have you brought me some news for tonight's broadcast, or...
I've lost my memory. That's news.
The hell it is! You always were a kidder, Steve.
Always were a kidder.
Any real news to tell me?
Actually, I was just wanting to know more about the TV station.
Hey, WHAR is the only television station in Harvest.
War.
Since the old Sentinel went under, what with the newspaper building burning down and all, we're golden. Nobody competes with us, Sport.
What an odd coincidence.
Hey now, Sport, that's an irresponsible allegation.
I wasn't allegating
I had nothing
anything.
to do with that fire. Just because WHAR may have benefited from it and I danced on the ashes a little, doesn't mean I torched the place. You can ask Sheriff Dwayne if you have any doubts.
You seem awfully touchy on the subject, Sport.
I'm touchy when people try to muscle their way into my business. I'd appreciate it if you'd leave my office and don't come back.
No, I'll be back. For some reason. Can we watch the show?
Can't talk now, buckaroo. We're on in just a sec. Happy trails, buckaroo.
Doodle-doodle-doodle-dip. Wasn't Dino Riders a hit? The toys were everywhere. The cartoon show wasn't a hit, but the toys were. I mean, seriously, it should have been a big hit when you think about the Dino Riders, but it wasn't. The cartoon show was pretty much a failure, but the toys were a big hit. I remember having some land sharks. Don't you mean street sharks? That was a TV show. Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Another forgotten TV show. And a lot of cartoons that only got like one season. Yeah, Street Sharks. I remember Street Sharks. Anybody else? Brave Star, that was a great show. Used to love that show. Eyes of an eagle, strength of a bear, the speed of a cheetah. Brave Star. And he's a helpful horse. Biker Mice from Mars. Too bad I never saw the English dubbing from it. You know, the original English. We saw it in Finland with the horrible Agapio dubbing. Espoo Rally Team dubbing. Ugh. I mean, the show must have been awesome if we had it in English, but no, we had the awful dubbing to it. It was so stupid. Land Sharks is a beer brand. Yeah, talking horse and cowboys in space. Or the early 90s, Rude Dog and the Dweebs. That one I don't remember. Yes, I never saw it. Didn't Blizzard do a Biker Mice game? I think they did for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, the Finnish dubbing for Biker Mice was atrociously bad. DNA's Diner. Oh, I'm sorry, Edna's Diner. Even from the ground you can hear the sonorous buzz of the neon. 1955 Frank 100 with a real leather seat! Wow! Fire lane, no parking. Okay. This is a quiet diner. Karen and Edna. Nothing to look at? Guess not. A grease fryer. That's what I can look at. The grease fryer is off. Maybe that's a good thing. An unlocked drawer. I can get items, maybe. Straight slot screwdriver. This town is a bit screwy. Da-da-da. There it is. We had horrible Danish Biker Mice dub, but it was still cool. I mean, it was a cool show. I still watched it, but the dubbing was just horrible. Land Shark was a gag on early SNL, was it? I've seen a lot of SNL sketches, but I don't remember the old ones that much. Game devs don't know Flathead. Straight slot screwdriver. I guess they just don't know what Flathead is. Meat permission slip. Right click to view. Harvest Meats Incorporated. Official meat release form. Section A. Under no circumstances are any parties not mentioned in this release as the recipients to receive any harvest meats. I do hereby give my full permission to receive Grade 3 product from Harvest Meats Incorporated. Cool. What a great autograph. Nice smile. This diner looks kind of shabby and no tables. Yeah, you're right. These are facing the wrong way with no tables. And there's also one there with no table. What kind of a diner is this? People eat standing? Edna, what's wrong with your establishment?
Oh, Steve, what are you doing sneaking up on me like that? God, for a second I thought you were Mr. Johnson. What would you like to order?
You know me?
Sure. And my name's Edna Fitzpatrick. I'm not the one with amnesia.
Well, ha
Then
ha
you
ha.
believe me.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
I guess I've changed. I'm not kidding.
Now, Steve, faking amnesia won't help anything. If you don't want to marry Stephanie, then don't. But don't play sick, for heaven's sake. I'd expect that from Karen, not an 18-year-old.
I wonder if Karen is also gonna say that, Steve, you were always such a kidder. How does everyone suddenly know we have amnesia? Small town, and news travels extremely fast in them. One hears one news, they call everybody about it like.
You've met Karen, my 8-year-old.
Actually, I haven't.
Other than the diner, she's all I have.
Well, ain't she adorable? Something innocent for a change.
There isn't a nicer girl in Harvest than Stephanie, Steve. You should be grateful that she's promised you her hand.
I don't remember that happening, Edna.
Honestly, you men are so childish. I don't know what it is about marriage that turns even the bravest man into a coward. I was going to marry Karen's father when he just up and ran out on me one night. I heard that he joined a lodge, but if he did, I never saw him come out again. Even Sheriff Dwayne wasn't able to find out what happened to him.
I bet your husband met a disastrous end when he went to the lodge. Well, it could still be in there. Never know.
Mr. Johnson has a liking for me. I'd call it a crush, but that's too innocent a word. He's a bitter man with too much time on his hands. He's never gotten over being rejected by the lodge. And there's something unwholesome in the way he looks at me. I'm always glad when the sheriff comes in every day at noon.
I guess it's not noon yet because he's not here.
Sheriff Dwayne is such a dear man. And I don't just say that because he's my most regular customer. Every single day, rain or shine, he comes in here at noon for lunch. Sits in the same spot, too.
No, Stephanie's
That's
a
at least
different
an hour
character.
every day when I can be sure Mr. Johnson won't show up.
That's Karen.
You know, it's funny. Dwayne never comes in here with Deputy Loomis, but he frequently dines with Mr. McKnight. You know, the owner of the TV station.
Yeah, I met him.
Sometimes he comes in with Postmaster Boyle, but somehow I don't think they're friends.
Oh yeah, Deputy Loomis. And there's gonna be a disturbing character. Tell me about Boyle.
Though I see them together a lot, Boyle and the sheriff never act very friendly towards each other. Almost like there's some kind of bond between them besides friendship, though what it might be I can't imagine. Maybe Sheriff Dwayne resents the fact that he's never been able to get into the lodge. Though that's not Boyle's fault. He just hands out the applications. He doesn't decide who gets admitted.
It could have been the same problem as we have right now, that he didn't get the application form. And maybe Boyle just refuses to give him one.
The lodge is the repository of all wisdom. You should join the Order of the Harvest Moon, Steve. And soon.
Why? For God's sake, what is it about this place?
I don't know, she was speaking weirdly.
And waits not for the scythe. The farmer who waits too long, it were better that he use the scythe to rip his own stomach out than to stay his scythe when the wheat ripens. The harvest moon wanes and then comes winter, An empty belly, the body son's belly, gurgling within or bloody on the ground. What does it benefit a man if he gains his soul and loses the world? You hunger. Feed yourself before it's too late. Oh.
Edna?
Steve. What happened? Were we talking about Boyle? Or was it Karen?
You seemed strange there for a minute.
I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress. Running this diner all alone. Forgive me.
I don't think it's stress. I think you're being hypnotized. If somebody says the word lodge to you, you start spouting a lodge ad with conundrums and mysteries. You know, riddles. Wow. Jeez. Well, tell me about Karen then.
You've met Karen, my 8-year-old.
We did talk about
Other
this
than
already.
the diner, she's all I have.
Precious.
Stop by anytime, Steve.
Yeah, just as long as I don't talk to you about the lodge.
Hi, what's your name?
Karen,
What are you doing?
playing. My mom is working, so I gotta stay out of her hair. Wanna play?
Not now, maybe later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Precious. So, where else can we go? Police station, newspaper building, fire station. They say that this place is being burned down. And I can see why. What's left of the newspaper building after an extreme fire? Is there a UFO around? At least the plumbing held up. Three fire hydrants and the building still burned down? I mean, seriously. Are we gonna see a UFO? Right next to the fire station even. Uh-huh. So why didn't you guys do your job? 10. I guess this is the emblem of the whole town. Harvest? I mean, that's the lodge, but it has an H to it, so. Is that Gordon Ramsay? No, that's Steve in the picture. Hey, waiter. This town has an abundance of hydrants, it seems. Uh-huh. And yet, these guys let it burn down. Their fire truck is pink. Well, that tells me that these guys might be something else. And is somebody smacking a dog in there? I hear it barking, then I smack sound effect and it whines. The pickets of the fence gleam with a fresh coat of white paint, like clean-cut soldiers standing at attention, defending truth, justice, and the American way. With all the rose pretty flowers, the firemen must have a ton of time on their hands. Well, apparently. Except to do their job. Yeah, somebody's smacking that dog in there. A fire truck with a lovely shade of pink.
Please excuse the mess.
Oh, yes.
They've done wonders
Definitely.
with the upstairs bedroom, but this garage defies color coordination.
So they really like their fire truck, they draw naked men, and they have color coordination everywhere. I see why they don't want to do their job at all. It's so disgusting to go into fires and everything. They're gonna get soot and such on their clothings. Hydrate them. I think there's a dog in here. Saliva is foaming from his barking chops. A picture of phallic-like structures standing all in a row. An impressionistic landscape. A picture of a storybook fairy castle. A well-endowed nude man standing in the moonlight. The lights are too high up to reach. A photorealistic mural of a peaceful countryside. An accident just waiting to happen.
Don't bother me, I'm sketching. Oh, look what you made me do!
I'm sorry. I feel totally sorry.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the House of Flame, as we like to call
He's
it.
barking.
Oh, cut it out, Spots, honestly. Once he gets barking, a good piece of meat is the only way to shut him up. There you go, Spot.
Aww, look, he's so happy. Look, he's so happy.
So, Steve, bet you don't remember me.
You're Sparky.
Heard about that short in the old wiring.
The
I'm
amnesia.
Fire Marshal Sparky, head of your fire department.
Thank you, sir, for doing your duty. Where'd you hear about my memory loss?
Don't be silly. Everyone thinks that amnesia kick is a scream. Well, you
Always were a kidder, Steve.
Besides, it's my job.
Why is that
to
playing the
progress
UFO
developments in
music
the
here?
community to better serve you, the public. I'm sure you'll be thrilled when you learn of the many civic improvements we have planned for your fire department.
I mean, they could have called him
Such
Saliva
as-
for sure, Gabriel.
Well, don't tell any of the others, but I've secured a bolt of the most divine moth material. I've hidden it because, well, if any of these Marys got a hold of it, it'd be gone in a jiffy. So I'd rather keep it hush-hush. I'm going to make new drapes for the firehouse.
Drapes?
And if I have any left, cross your fingers, I'm going to make everyone matching mauve pillow cozies.
Those are civic improvements.
Drapes
Don't be
and
such a
pillows.
party pooper, Steve. We're talking about our
Nice
Besides,
butt.
we haven't had a fire in Harvest since the newspaper building burned down. Though I'll admit that the Wasp Woman's place is one big accident waiting to happen.
Wasp Woman?
Isn't that right, Spots?
Oh, he cute. Oh yes, if I join these guys, we'll totally be gonna be the crazy Steve. And then we're gonna be like, oh, stop, don't, you're a criminal, I'm Batman, stop. And instead of our whole costume being black, we're being pink and yellow dots or something. Just going, stop it there, thief, I'm Batman. And they're all gonna be like, oh god, Crazy Steve is here. No, it's Crazy Steve to you. Batman to you. Crazy Steve somewhere else. That will be something else. Well, wouldn't it?
Art enriches the community, Steve. No less than a pulsing fire hose or a fireman beating down a blazing door. So what if we're drawing a nude man? So what if all we ever draw is a nude man, or the same nude man over and over in all sorts of provocative positions? Context, not content. Process, not subject. Don't be so ghost, Steve. It's beneath you.
Yeah, you would love me to be beneath you or something. Newspaper fire?
A dreadful affair. You wouldn't think that a brick and steel building with a sprinkler system could go up that quickly.
And the fire hydrants and you next to it? You think it was arson?
Oh, please. Dwayne was glad enough to see the thing go up. And so was McKnight.
Yeah, we know.
If you could get into that safe in his wall...
There was a car crash.
Look, Steve, as far as I know, the fire was an accident.
Another one.
Just leave it at that. Now don't you go moving.
Great picture. So, who's this Wasp Woman?
Some people think
Stop
all we do
crashing
is sit
outside.
around, fetching examples of manhood for our own amusement. Nothing could be further from the truth. Just the other day, we cited Tetsuo Crumb for fire code violations. All the dried-out paper wasp nests clustered around her wooden house. Why, it's a chemlog just waiting for the right faggot. Believe me, none of us wants to see another fiasco like the Sentinel fire.
Apparently they take pride of being a...
Spot is a dandy watchdog, but like the rest of us, he has one awful vice. None of us can resist a nice cut of meat.
Beautiful painting.
Bye-bye.
I don't converse on the job, Steve.
Huh. Dedicated to your job. Good, 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 good. Good, good. This town is so weird. And we haven't even seen the half of it yet. I mean, we're about to see the deputy. And he is weird. And also all these cartoon sound effects in the background. All the time. Stars and Stripes forever. And I did say cartoon sound effects, right? The cop ignores you. Too busy writing a bug report. Ha 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 ha! Zinger. Ugh. Okay, Kilgore, sleep well. Thanks for the host. And I'll see you tomorrow for whatever you're playing tomorrow. I think it was Wizards and Warriors. The pot hisses at you from its perch. Correct. A map of harvest. It's labeled unsolved arson and it's full. I wonder what arson it could be. Empty file cabinet labeled solved cases. It's empty. Labeled unsolved murders and it's full. These guys are good at their jobs. Everything's unsolved. Nothing is solved.
Hello, Steve.
Dwayne?
Let me introduce myself. I'm Sheriff Dwayne, and this here is Loomis.
Pleasure, I reckon.
Then, we haven't met before?
Of course we have. But I heard about your alleged amnesia, and figured I'd play along. I sure hope this is just a prank. And not the start of some insanity.
No, we have amnesia.
Or you'll wind up in jail, and that's no place to hold a wedding.
Thank you for the follow, Mrs. Dunsale.
Why do you want to break your poor mama's heart with all this amnesia bunk?
I'm telling you the truth. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, you've always been a kidder, Steve.
Always a kidder.
So everybody keeps telling me.
Boy, you need to stop all this funning and get serious. You've got a wedding coming up soon. Heck, you should be thinking about your career and about joining the lodge.
Everybody tells me to join the lodge, but it's kind of hard to join the lodge when I can't get that application. Wedding?
Amnesia or no, you can't have forgotten you're about to marry the prettiest little thing in Harvest. I think you and Stephanie are perfect for each other. I just hope her father's disappointment doesn't spoil everything.
Disappointment?
Disappointment?
That's what I'm asking.
Mr. Potsdam wants to hold the wedding in the lodge, but he'll never get in. Like all the rest, he's always hanging around the post office the first day of the month.
We'll meet her eventually, Bennigan.
Waiting for Boyle to bring out that month's lodge applications. And there's always a long line. Never enough applications to go around.
I wonder why not.
And even if you do get an application, chances are you're right out of luck. Fewer called to the order and even less accepted. And Potsdam, well, they've turned him down so many times. Unless he does something radical, he'll never get in.
I mean, he knows what he's doing wrong for not getting in there, so he should do better to get in there? Or is Mr. Potsdam just so damn stupid? I would imagine he's just that damn stupid.
Crime-wise, nothing much has happened in Harvest since the newspaper fire. Oh, sure. Every week or so, we get the odd transient dropping dead. But other than that, it gets pretty slow around here.
Huh. And Stephanie is Mr. Potsdam's daughter. Our neighbor. Yeah, she's the girl next door, and we're marrying her, apparently. Transients?
We get a lot of bums, drifters passing through Harvest.
What about the aliens?
Those people are never very healthy to start with. I figured they come to our fair town, look around, and decide it's a nice place to die.
Cool.
You mean they drop dead here on a regular basis?
Like flies. I'd slap 'em all in jail if I could, but there's never enough room. Besides, they're pretty good about not sticking around long. Sure, it's a burden on Mr. Moynihan, though, having to bury them all. I only hope the PTA Lodge bake sale will help out along those lines.
We shall see, eventually. Moynihan.
Oh, I forgot. You've got amnesia. Mr. Moynihan operates both the Wayward Hotel and the mortuary. Kind of a double burden for the poor man. Transients always wandering in and looking for a place to crash, then croaking.
Maybe it's not a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
You mean a crime? Oh, no. Moynihan's charity only extends so far. He won't check them in, but he'll sure check them out quick enough. He figures if they can't pay for the room, to hell with them. But if they can't pay for the burial, it's hell for us. What with the smell and all. I guess you can't say too much against Moynihan. What with him letting you hold the wedding in his mortuary chapel and all.
And also, you should be saying that they check in, but they don't check out. It would be really nice weather here to go ice fishing. Then go! If it's that nice, go! What's stopping you? Don't say it's me. I shouldn't stop anybody from going enjoying the weather.
Stay a while. Stay forever.
Sir Citizen Unknown, thank you for the follow.
Amnesia or no, you can't have forgotten you're about to marry the prettiest little thing in Harvest.
We have.
I think you and Stephanie are perfect for each other.
That's what you said before.
I just hope.
Disappoint.
Mr. There. Crime-wise, nothing much has happened in Harvest since the newspaper.
So tell me about the fire.
Sure. You remember?
Nope.
The Sentinel building burned down about 6 months ago.
You don't remember at all.
That's what I'm telling you, Sheriff. I don't remember anything. Why won't you believe I have amnesia?
Ah, that's
Well,
a good fact.
You've always been a kidder, Steve. Anyway,
Always
the
a being a
fireman
kidder.
said the fire was caused by arson. I never caught the perp, though.
Are you gonna go
But we
when he
found the
comes
gas
back
can that
from
was
school?
Used. Yes, sirree, Bob. It's in the evidence room.
Uh-huh.
Loomis, that's classified. Darn it.
How many times you gonna have to tell me to keep my mouth shut, I wonder? Sorry, boss.
You've got the gas can in the evidence room? Did you dust it for prints?
You've been watching too much TV, Steve. Heck, who can make out all those curvy lines anyhow? No, it's sitting in there gathering dust, clean as the day we found it.
Great cops.
Just in case I ever need a spare gas can.
Great cops.
That case is closed, Steve.
Excellent police officers. You might. You should. If the weather still is, really nice.
Loomis here is my deputy. Without him, I'd have a hard time keeping the peace, or at least taking a lunch break. Mainly Loomis answers the phone and babysits the office while I'm out. Though sometimes he likes to go in the back and stain the jail mattress. Isn't that right, Loomis?
Oh, now, Sheriff, what you gotta go and say that for?
Uh-huh.
Loomis has more than his share of problems.
I know.
I wouldn't invite him to the wedding. Or if you do, make sure he doesn't catch the garter. That could be embarrassing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, I wouldn't do nothing, Dwayne. But I sure would like a little garter that been around Stephanie's thigh. Oh, well, that'd be right special.
If you don't get it, Loomis is a huge pervert. Huge pervert.
Stop on by any time, Steve.
I'll try not to.
Anything I can help you with?
No, just looking around.
Help yourself.
Help yourself.
Speaking of which, you're real lucky to be marrying Stephanie.
Don't be talking about Stephanie,
she
man.
She don't look like a good woman. I just hope she don't turn out like Mrs. Loomis, or mercy forbid Mrs. Phelps. Good women can be awful hard on a man's needs, don't you know?
There's a Mrs. Loomis. I feel sorry for the lady who decided to marry this guy.
Oh, gosh, I wish I had some of them girly pictures. But Mrs. Loomis won't let me keep them in the house.
See what I mean?
I still remember the time she caught me holding some of them pictures up with one hand.
Yeah, one hand.
Took the broom to me.
I wonder what the other hand was doing.
Howled like a hound dog, the broom going up and down, flashing straw and blood and straw, and I drooped. I was crying so bad, and it was so hard I had to crawl under the porch naked with all the black winter spiders, and I got bit something fierce, little fangs are digging into my bare behind all over. I ask you, is that any way to treat a man? And Mrs. Phelps and the sheriff don't make it no easier neither.
Yeah, thanks for your life story there, pal. I'm not sure if we needed to know this, but thank you anyway, I guess.
Mrs. Phelps down at the general store don't help things none. She's got them special picture books.
His issue is that he's a pervert.
But she won't sell me none on account of she knows my wife, Mrs. Loomis. Dadgum if that don't burn my britches. If I even ask about 'em, she tells Mrs. Loomis and I get the broom. Enough to break a man's heart. Her burning my French postcards and me unable to replace them. A man's got needs, don't you know?
Don't you know? Didn't know that you're Wisconsin. Or from Minnesota. French postcards?
Of course, I don't necessarily mean French postcards. That's just what we called them in my day. Any kind of girly picture book, the kind men like, would be just dandy. I'd be right grateful, kiddo, if you were to bring me one.
I knew he would ask the one from me at some point. Yep, he is a sex addict. Yes. Should I even ask a man's needs? Yes, I should.
Why, you sure ought to appreciate what a man's got to do sometimes in a parked car, or a waist-high knothole in a tree, or jail cell at noon. Matter of fact, Mrs. Phelps got no reason not to sell you some of them French postcard girly
waist-high knothole in a tree.
If you can get any, it's see clear to part with them. Bring them round when the sheriff's at lunch, and I'd be obliged.
Waist-high knothole in a tree. Yeah, I would not even think about doing that. But this guy is such a pervert, he can't stop himself. Not just get stung by bees, but, you know, splinters, you know, and all that kind of crap in there from the tree, sap, whatever.
Anytime, kiddo.
How about never again, Mr. Bees? My God. The door's locked. Door's locked.
That's the evidence room, where we store items lifted from crime scenes. It's kept locked at all times.
I know.
There's things in there that could make people jump through hoops, if I wanted.
Yeah, but I want to get in there. It might be weaponry that I need. I mean, we still haven't found even one weapon. Alright. To the Wayward Hotel. A pretty cheap looking sign for such an uptown establishment. The Wayward Inn. What happened to the D? It won't stop watching. And our gargoyles. It's keeping watch over the town. So don't bother it. $1908. Reflections make the lobby seem more spacious than it actually is. Ah, that's Mr. Moynihan. A ledger of names, the last being Jonathan A. Rhinecliff, checked in Monday, so today. The somewhat ponderous console radio evokes an earlier era.
Stephen.
Who are you?
Moynihan.
I am Daniel Moynihan, mortician and proprietor of the Wayward Hotel.
Love the hat.
Most people ask me why I don't remember their names.
Well, you always were a kidder, Steve.
It really is a catchphrase.
Besides, as one who deals with the dead, I try not to involve myself in the affairs of the living.
I wonder if Stephanie's gonna say
Your
it too.
loss of memory is of no concern to me, true or false. Ironic, considering my recent involvement in a charity event.
What are you talking about?
My complaints were central to the scheduling of the upcoming Harvest Bake Sale.
Huh.
I'm gratified the Order of the Harvest Moon got involved. The proceeds will certainly help cover my losses.
Ah, so it's for you. Huh. Cool. I am Daniel Moynihan.
I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I find the company of the living so wearisome.
So he's a hotel owner, but he exhumes the presence of a gravedigger. The PTA's bake sale is on Friday. A mortician, that's the word I was looking for, mortician. Guys like H.H. Holmes ran a death hotel in the 1800s, 91 to 94. I need a nap now, almost fell asleep on my chair. Okay, Veritas, see you later. Have a nice nap. Actually, I'm gonna take a nap after this. Okay, Bannigan, I was just about to go to see Stephanie, because you were so curious about her, but if you have to leave, sorry, then you're gonna miss out on Stephanie. Such a tease. I know. Well. Maybe you will see Stephanie tomorrow, Bannigan. I mean, I might not even get to her today. We'll see. Well, take care, Bannigan. I'll see you later.
Young man, we really have nothing to say to each other. I have the feeling your image shall soon adorn my slab. And I'd rather not know the face of the meat I'm slicing.
Why would you be saying that I'm gonna die soon? I mean, I've already died once, but that killed everybody in the place.
This bake sale is a joint effort of the Harvest PTA and the Order of the Harvest Moon. The proceeds will be used to set up a fund for transients. In other words, bums and societal rejects without families who wander into Harvest uninvited.
Then the Order is setting up shelters for the homeless?
Not shelters. Graves.
Graves.
You see a great number of these hobos die while passing through.
Heard it from the sheriff, yes.
Don't ask me why, it's what those people do. Use your common sense, Stephen, memory or no. If they were involved in setting up homeless shelters, then why would I be involved? And why would I be sustaining losses?
That's a good question. A very disturbing question, but...
As always, the Order of the Harvest Moon has taken the lead in addressing our societal ills. Through their sponsorship of the blood drive and the bake sale, the Lodge ensures that all our needs are met.
Needs? Such as...
Pardon me, there are corpses to prepare. And my losses have been substantial of late. If you're sincerely interested in the Order, however, you should stop by the Lodge and speak with the Sergeant-at-Arms.
Why should I be interested, Mr. Moynihan?
Of all the spots in Harvest, the Lodge is the most prominent, literally and figuratively. It is the ambition of everyone here to join. And join you must to attain wisdom.
What kind of wisdom?
If I knew, I'd be a member. I have the feeling you have what it takes to join the Order, Stephen. We all believe that.
Apparently you do.
Whether or not you live up to your potential is up to you.
It seems like everybody knows something about Steve that we don't know. Like, everybody says that we have the potential to get into the Lodge. And everybody's urging us to get into the Lodge. Everybody knows something more about it. There's some more to all of this than what it seems to be. Don't it? It's curious.
It seems that, like some elephant's graveyard, people of low station come to Harvest to die. They simply drop dead, penniless, and they all need burials. God knows, by putting these people up at the Wayward Hotel, I do more than my fair share. So why must I pay for the coffins and burial materials as well? My losses to the dead are substantial. Hopefully the bake sale will offset some of them.
I mean, you could easily cut down the cost of things if you just put them all in a mass grave. Just a hole in the ground somewhere where they can all rot. No need for a proper burial. I mean, they're all outsider hobos anyway, so why should they care? Just saying.
I'd say it's been a pleasure.
I'd say indeed had been a pleasure. So far, you have been quite the most normal person here. Disturbing, of course, but not in a bad way. He's just a mortician, after all. A professionally kept landscape. A large translucent window. The hideous symbol stands out like a swastika, or a flattened spider. Or a very cool looking symbol. Certainly not a swastika. Unless you're trying to tell us something, Steve. An empty coat hanger. These votive candles have been lit by many well-wishers for the dead, or one well-wisher with a lot of matches. Those dear to us who have passed recently. Jonathan A. Rhinecliffe. Ah. The one who got into the hotel has already died. A schedule of this week's funerary events. A pair of comfortable-looking sofas. There, I got the ledger, apparently.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
How did Moynihan get here before us? A disembodied organ which was never meant to pump formaldehyde. There are organic things floating in formaldehyde in these jars. The sort of things that make you want to look away before you can really see what they are, but your eyes won't oblige. And thank you for the follow, RPG Biz TV. The fan's whirring blades barely stir the stench-laden air. Yeah, you would need a huge air conditioner in here to keep the smell away. A pair of bloody handprints are smeared across the glass. I wonder why. The needle lies on 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Not Fahrenheit, it's Fahrenheit. 33 degrees, that's just below 0 Celsius. This is a cold room. Like, really cold. Oops, it spilled. The messy remains of some poor soul. How about the name on the ledger? That guy? Or just above 0? Oh yeah, it's 32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius, not 36. On the counter sits a new tube of astro glue. Gimme.
You can't have that, Stephen.
Why
I
not?
need it for my work. And may I say you're a rude young man for attempting to steal it.
I was only gonna borrow it.
Indeed. And have you anything I could hold as security?
Security? Like what? Money?
I'm afraid that's not good enough. I need that glue for my work. You must present me with something significant if you'd have me part with it.
Oh yeah, if it was below 0, then they would definitely freeze, and that's not good for autopsies or such. A very nicely looking sink. Yeah, it would damage the organs, yeah. Love these sound effects in here. Yeah, I can do them too.
Young man, we really have nothing.
Apparently we don't have anything to
say. It's been a... Young man, we really have...
How about a mortuary?
You're spouting gibberish.
How about the corpse?
You're spouting...
Fine, bye.
I'd say it.
Rows and rows of empty wooden pews, caked with the dust of indifference. An exquisite chandelier. It didn't look this big on the map. This place, I mean. How huge is this? The mortuary and church. A brass candelabra, not candelabra, candelabra, holds several strange-smelling candles. Candelabra. New for the ladies. It's a bra, but it has candle holders on it too. Light up your life. A saint kneels before a shepherd, jubilantly terrified. A hauntingly beautiful stained glass window in which a man holds a scythe in one hand and some ethereal power in the other. An empty vessel for the dead. The imprint of a head, buttocks and sliding heels are scraped into the thick dust of the pew. A small lectern for a priest. Who's getting whipped? And do we need to solve solve any stuff in there, like Talos Principle style? Cemetery. That lodge is huge. That's the lodge, right there. Look at the size of that thing. That's no lodge. That's a space station. Here lies Boxcar Willie. The air here reeks of fresh soil and manure. The headstone on this gravesite reads Jonathan A. Rhinecliffe. Nice touch. The scripture on the headstone has faded beyond legibility. November 27th, 1948, another unknown visitor. This tombstone is unmarked. Robert Williams, 1922 to 47. May your fantasies be forever gory. Rip, the unnamed hobo. Freddie Mercedes, too much love will kill you. Is that supposed to be a jab at Freddie Mercury? Not even glue could save him. Rest in peace, Elmer. Oh, God. Yep, these are jokes. 2 years in harvest was too long. Fear not in death, Monty Jakes. I mean, of course, it's a cemetery and tombstones, they gotta be jokes. Just like in King's Quest and other games. Yet another resting place amongst the graves. At least it's not the final resting place. The Potsdam family crypt. Huh. Marble doors have been sealed shut. Didn't think that the Potsdam would be such a prominent family. The leaning sycamore is dead rotten, unstable for climbing or stringing nooses. Why would you go for stringing nooses? I mean, I know it's a cemetery, but I don't think people would come here just to hang themselves. Although it would be an appropriate place to go for it. I mean, you're already at the cemetery, so why not die? Die there, you know. The overhang is the perfect nesting grounds for wasps. Pss, pss, pss. The old car is the perfect nesting grounds for wasps. The attic window is the perfect nesting grounds for wasps. This place could sure use a gardener. Anybody else get the feeling that this might be the wasp woman's house? Just by judging of the wasps? I get the feeling if I walk in here, the wasps are gonna kill me. Or not. The icebox is sealed shut with wasp nests. From the sound of it, these cabinets are infested with wasps. I'd rather call it for a picture of a wasp. A wasp nest. Tetsuya Krum. So you're the wasp woman, huh?
It's not often that I get visitors.
I wonder why.
I am Tetsuya Krum.
What kind of first name is Tetsuya?
Harvest called me the Wasp Woman.
You don't look Japanese.
Pejorative, no doubt. Born of fear and of poverty.
Pejorative? Is that a real word?
I don't understand.
The politics of honey.
Pejorative.
The Judeo-Christian rites of sacrifice and conventional taboos against unbridled pleasure are all responsible for the prejudice against wasps.
The table almost looks like it's levitating. It could be lots of wasps holding it up. You don't know. I can see the legs though. They're very faint in the shadow. But you can see there's one leg and there's the other. Right there. Honey?
The politics of honey are intertwined.
Lady, don't you know that we don't talk about politics in here?
Versus the commercial. Because I choose to raise wasps instead of bees, I'm frowned upon by the community. Why? Well, raising bees is acceptable because they produce honey. But sometimes it's not what is produced, so much as what is performed.
I don't see any particular use for wasps.
Me neither.
Why must everything have a use?
Purpose.
Is money always the determining factor?
No, just, you know,
More
world.
slender, more aerodynamic than the bee.
And a much...
wasp is a joy to
an efficient killer, too. I can guess that
beautiful and juicy.
Juicy?
Isn't that enough to compensate for the little drawbacks?
Do you eat them? Calling them juicy? Do you eat them or something? Something tells me I need to get the gas can and burn this place up. There shouldn't be this many wasps in the world.
Regard the wasp.
No.
Wasps produce nothing for others, but only for themselves.
Yeah, that's why they should be destroyed.
Wasps build nests and more wasps, nothing more.
As you said, they're useless.
In attics, not to make honey for supermarkets, but to buzz and rustle on their own paper, perpetuating their own agenda, growing stealthily, surely.
And killing the bees.
The most relentless of insects.
Juicy.
Well, as you can see,
the drawback is
the little darlings do love to sting.
Uh-huh.
Another source of prejudice for the masses, and another reason to love them. Bees are like animals. They sting only for a reason, for sacrifice. They have no conception of individual sensation, of pleasure.
Juicy.
When a bee stings, it rips itself apart.
When the bee stings!
For its audacity. This appeals to those raised worshipping a god that demands sacrifice and atonement. But the wasp is promiscuous. They are not as sympathetic to the masses because they don't die when they sting. They live to sting another day, and they take pleasure from it.
But didn't you just say that they do it for never mind.
Yes, a great deal of pleasure.
Uh-huh.
The wasp is a sensual being, not a laborer. Hedonistic instead of industrial. Some think them quick to anger. In truth, they are easily swayed to ecstasy. They penetrate your flesh, and the muscular contractions in their thorax as they pump them could be likened to the muscular contractions of ejaculation. Each painful welt, an act of love.
So what she just said, that they're pumping out the venom into you as they sting you, is the same as we would be ejaculating. Lady, you are the craziest person in the town. Goodbye. Never to return to this place ever again. It will be interesting if at some point, if we do come back here and we need to talk to her some more, she turns into a giant wasp. Or just takes off her coat or whatever and she turns into a huge amount of a cloud of wasps that she was never even a human to begin with. That's why she's so adamant about the friggin' wasps. Because she is one or many of them. I don't know. Seems like an appropriate thing to happen in this game. And then she just kills you because we found out the truth. The Johnson's house. During the day, Mr. Johnson keeps watch over his precious 48 Tucker. Mr. Johnson erected an impenetrable fortress to protect his Tucker during the night. Then why is it out here? The manhole cover is locked in place, and nasty stench drifts up from the sewers below. Yeah, I wonder why. Couldn't it be because it's a freaking sewer? Why is it with the cartoon sound effects in the background?
Hello, Steve. How's the husband-to-be?
Other than having no memory, I guess I'm alright.
He's excited to see us, isn't he?
You should be ecstatic, considering what you're getting into, if you haven't gotten into it already. Speaking of which, I heard Stephanie was grounded.
Blink, damn
Her
it!
daddy's worried about getting his meat. Though if I were him, I'd be more concerned about Stephanie getting some meat.
Right. And you are?
You should be
You
using
always
my
were a
pog,
dick,
Nathan.
Steve. I'm Mr. Johnson, remember?
No.
Glad you stopped
Amnesia?
by.
Ever heard of it?
Just got finished waxing the tucker. I could use a little relaxation. But since Edna's not here, I might as well talk to you.
Well, you do know where she is. Just don't go to her.
Edna Fitzpatrick is one of the snootiest women in town. I declare there isn't a woman in Harvest that turned me away. If I was interested, that is.
Snooty? Edna?
Just because she owns DNAs, she's got all these highfalutin ideas about independence.
It's
And her
Edna's,
with a
you
little
read.
girl to raise.
Idiot.
That child needs a father. And Edna, well, she needs a good hard penis.
So apparently, what he's saying, Edna needs to get laid to relax. Okay. Don't want to link your pog with this guy. Hey, I just did the face myself, so go ahead. Link my pog with anything that deserves a pog. I mean, that's why it's there, Nathan. Use it to my amusement. Penis?
What makes you so sure she needs a penis?
You saying Edna's getting it from someone else?
She needs to be a man.
Like maybe that damn Sheriff Dwayne?
I mean, she needs a man.
He's over at DNA's diner every day from noon to 1, eating his dadgum pie. And I got a feeling he'd like Edna for dessert. Sure, it's the only diner in town, but I'm sure he's got more on his mind than food.
I think somebody's jealous.
Edna Fitzpatrick. I'll admit DNA's diner does good business. But money isn't everything to a woman. Can money keep you warm at night?
Yes, because you pay the bills to
You
keep
wrap your
the...
thighs around it. Rig bloody gashes in its back with your painted hollowed fingernails. Edna! Edna! So, how's Stephanie?
Oh, you know, I cannot talk to you about my work. It's all secret business. So anyway, how's your sex life? It's exactly the kind of, you know, Tommy Wiseau style of conversation going on here.
Speaking of Stephanie, I still haven't gotten an invitation to the wedding.
Ah,
yet.
scene
I don't have
Two
anything
A's.
to do with that.
Not S and Silda.
That's okay. Personally,
Ah,
I prefer
see.
a pass to the honeymoon. You could use the back seat of my Tucker for the maiden voyage. It's plenty big. Believe
Why are there so
me,
many perverts around?
I'd drive you around. And I wouldn't look in the back seat. I guarantee it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Though if you'd like to come up front and take the wheel a while, I wouldn't say nay.
Can I punch you in the face now?
Heck of an automobile, isn't she?
Yeah, it's cool looking.
Damn shame I have to sit out here and watch over her all the time. But if I didn't, those stupid kids might scratch her up playing ball.
Then put her in the garage. If that's a real Tucker, I can understand your concern. Could I take a look at it?
Don't see why not, but don't touch her. I'm mighty particular about my Tucker. I had the garage remodeled like a fortress, so I could lock her up at night and get some sleep.
I'm sure she's safe enough inside.
A few months back, someone broke into my house, trying to get into the garage. I had to gripe like hell before the sheriff agreed to start the evening patrols and instigate the curfew.
Okay.
Bye now.
Yeah, good riddance. What a weirdo. Well, we got only one place to go, and that's the Potsdam building. The Potsdam residence. So we finally can meet with Stephanie. But I'm gonna leave it as a cliffhanger.